Shit.
4 great worms,
Buy a
and they
quiet
got their germs.
What?
I was parodying that song.
Are,
I was
are we
parodying
getting
that one
COVID
song.
diarrhea from the Great Worms?
No, have you guys not heard the song that's like 4 big guys and they grab on my thighs?
No.
Have you guys?
No, I've heard of
It's
another
a
version
fucking
of
meme
that song.
It's like a gay parody song. So I was parodying that parody.
There's some big thighs for 4 guys to have to grab them.
That is, oh boy, I don't want to be
No,
here
they're all
anymore.
grabbing onto the one guy's thighs. It's like a communal thing. They get in a circle.
Caleb, do not.
Does Caleb know about 4 big guys? I feel like
I think he knows of the wrong version. Well, the right version, but the wrong version.
Caleb, no.
Blow out my
Caleb,
back,
don't.
something, something. I don't remember all the lyrics. COVID diarrhea in D&D? Let's not. Con save. Yeah. Yeah, he knows it.
Alright, death to Caleb. They don't want to do it.
Those the 4 big guys?
That's so fucking funny.
It'll be fine, I swear.
Is that today?
Possibly. I've learned with both parties, I only plan very basic ideas out. Neither seem to want to follow a route anymore, so I've just kind of accepted on working with what I get.
To be honest, we
Gotcha.
try. It's just, you know,
No, you
not
don't.
good enough.
It's fully fine. I fully understand you guys don't follow any story hints or plots I try to give you, but I've kind of made peace with that, and I've gotten really good at
Listen,
ad-libbing most of my campaign.
In my defense, I'm stupid and I just get.
No,
I know.
I
in
just
my
keep trying to
defense,
follow the direction that I
I
get
play a
pointed to.
dumb character, okay? I have canon reason to ignore things that are blatantly obvious. I don't know why the rest of these people who have smart characters are doing the same.
Listen, all the things that I do are an attempt to get stronger so I can follow my plot.
I mean, fair, I suppose. Sigrun's just, she's vibing.
My only defense is I'm literally just playing some guy who's here as a soldier.
Yeah, the pebble was also dumb, to be fair, but you know, he
Pebble
was
was
smarter than
bad.
Sigrun.
The Pebble wasn't dumb. He had a 14 in intelligence.
Whoa.
14's not the smartest.
14 is very much above average. 'Cause
Listen,
8 is average.
the way
8 is average.
okay, so maybe he had intelligence, but he still applied it poorly.
However-
He and Sigrun ran headfirst
Hey,
into like
he was smart,
everything.
but he wasn't wise. Actually, he
Hunter.
might have been, were he wise?
I don't know. All of my intelligence was in how to work out, okay?
That's good
Exactly.
enough.
Like military war tactic intelligence, which technically Sigrun has in practice.
Which I never got to use.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I'm gonna die today. I can feel it in my bones.
You can feel your bones. You should probably get some. Do you have any wounds? You
Yeah,
should have
they should be inside your body.
Well, yeah.
Just like, hey, Hawken, pro tip, bones go inside.
No shit, but I can still feel them. I have
Imagine like
teeth.
a medical like video thing with Sigrun, just like, remember, bone on outside, you going to die. Blood also on inside.
The Pebble had
Put
a
it
12.
back in there.
The Pebble had a 12 in Wisdom, Hunter, because you asked.
Okay, so I mean, he was above average in wisdom too.
But that Wisdom was when to stab thing and when to not stab thing.
Yeah, Hawken has a lot of stats that are high, but I don't act like they're high.
Maybe if you get Hawken high, it'll balance things out.
No, they
No,
have an
I don't
item
think
for
That's
that.
so
how
Dream
this
Lily.
works.
So,
I have my
if you
one
move up-
emergency stash of Dream Lily still.
No, so in Friday, I have this awesome thing called the Ball of Infinite Smoke. If I can bring it to this campaign.
Oh god. Just give Sigrun a hit before she starts raging. The most calm rage ever.
I
No,
think
it's Munchie.
I'm gonna
Munchie.
rage.
It's Munchie Rage.
Just
It's
starts-
silent rage.
Oh my gosh. Silent rage would be unnerving. Just fun, someone like screaming furiously, but there's like no words. It's just facial expression.
I can just imagine, like, not even like any facial expression. It's just that the hands at which someone was holding, like, their axe, just their knuckles go white. Like they just have an extra grip.
Oh,
to
you
it.
see the veins, but their face is like stoic.
Mm-hmm. Jaw clenched.
Just
that
no,
kind of
you
stuff.
just you have like a mime character who doesn't speak, who rages, and just there no words, no nothing, just facial expressions and actions. Invisible axe, bro. We need a mime character that has invisible weapons. 'Cause why?
And with that, the DM is going to cut off the conversation as it's time for session. Alrighty. We are missing a Lucius, but he said to go ahead and start without him. Ah, perfect. As my E-joint also finishes up charging in the background. Alright. So, as you lot last time, yeah, Chastin, why don't you give me an update? What happened last time?
Oh, fuck. Dude, I run 4 campaigns. I don't remember.
Figure it out. Or find
Shit.
someone else who does.
Carl, I believe in you.
Okay, last session, if my memory serves me right. We were introduced to the headmaster, a seemingly mysterious elf who immediately got appointed as the head or court wizard due to Hawken. Like, immediate, just walks through the door.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Party separated for a bit, started doing their own thing. Hawken was given I believe, an army of airships,
About
which he then
seven.
put
Yeah.
7 airships that he then put. I want to make sure I say your name right because I believe I've been saying it wrong. Adrian in charge of entirely.
Adrian, but yeah.
Adrian, thank you. While Sigrun, Carl, and Headmaster went to go check out the gate portal that was destroyed by Voldan, and were attacked by seemingly what seemed to be a pit fiend. Possibly. I could be wrong. This information is not bestowed upon me. Then some shenanigans happened. Time was stopped. Then we're teleported to another unknown location. Carl thought he was in Oventium. We come back later on, find out that Dragonborns are attacking the city. Yet no one seemed to care. That's as far as I remember.
Alright. Close. Very close. Let me confirm something real quick. Give me a D100 roll, someone. Literally anyone
I
can
volunteer.
volunteer. Alright, that works.
I volunteer.
That works for me.
I'm rolling on D&D Beyond because I feel like it.
That's fair.
Oh, it was always a 69, 62.
Alright. Good to note. Okay. Alright, so, as you lot, last time, I'm actually trying to find something here on one of my notes. Give me one moment. Just to grab this. You know, normally I swear I'm more often prepared for this. Where did it go? Oh, there you are. Oh. It would help if I actually had the right campaign pulled up. So, Hawken, yeah. Last session you had declared war on. By your own brother. Which, didn't pleasantly sit with you by the sounds of it. So yes, we come back to the following day, the party having taken a day of rest, time to contemplate, time to consider. No news has been found on any Dragonborns actually managing to land on the mainland. However, it is said that the Dragonborn have supposedly did declare war and are heading your direction. The world news about the war between the robot dragon warriors and the Toth theocracy has become global news and is the main discussion amongst many countries. You lot, now having about mid-morning, having been given a chance to have a long rest between sessions, have gathered once again in the war room as Hawken has called you all to discuss things. Teg is there, the headmaster is there, but none of the other NPCs or nobles are currently at court, as most of them are either away dealing with their own individual problems or ruling and preparing for another encounter. So as you lot kind of come together in this gathering hall, the long ornate table made of cherry wood carved with different designs. However, the top of it being fully designed out of the continent, so that way it's easy to track with markings of each of the castles listed, shown on it. Little wooden chess pieces kind of set about throughout the board, representing the about 100 men per piece is the rough estimate, as they're set aside. Very cleanly sculpted and very gorgeous to represent each of the house sigils currently in power. Hawken, you've been given reports that while your position has cemented roughly, with now having people in power in each of the cities to either manage or at least administer until you give official order on the noble to be appointed or how the noble arrives. But each of them are beginning to use the money they're collecting from taxes on an individual rate to start rebuilding the cities and to prepare for the next war after the declaration from the Dragonborn. So far, your treasury is emptier than you would hope. Looking about, you would have seen that it's pretty much full of nothing but spiderwebs and dust, as the orcs didn't seem to save much when it came to gold. So yeah, as you all find yourselves now sitting in this room, sitting at chairs with the party on one side, Hawken at the head, and Teg and the headmaster on the other side, you gather about looking at this map and see that your numbers of forces, as Teg kind of starts moving the pieces, do definitely outnumber Lord Windsor's forces individually, but as he points out, that at least half his forces are magic casters who have been personally trained by Lord Windsor and should not be taken lightly. What would you all like to do?
What's the surplus when it comes to our ore, our minerals that we've been mining out since we've conquered the kingdom?
Teg would give you a report, kind of walking through and explaining, as he pulls out a letter from Voldan, that just has a listing of all of the materials needed, that the mines have not fully been set up, nor are the materials safe enough yet to transport due to bandits and roaming bands of former soldiers who refuse to bow down and have chosen a life on the road. And that currently iron and most basic ores are pretty much a scarcity until they can get the army fully in power and in control. Teg explains that he's built up a small hoard of gold in the trade city that you sent him to, but he has not been able to, at this point, safely find anybody to both guard it and send it over to the capital, as he's afraid of it being stolen. And figures it would be better put to use in the city itself until the roads can be secured.
Okay. What's the news on the Arcane Gate?
Headmaster, give me an Arcana check. If you're there. I know you're on mute, so...
Yeah, I'm here. I'm rolling.
No worries.
Sec. To say it out loud, or
you can say it out loud or PM me. It's up to you. Your choice.
All right.
Okay. Nice.
I know, right? Nice.
As you, so, Headmaster, after tinkering with it for a while, you've realized that the Arcane Gate, it's not, it would be sabotage beyond repair for the, a normal, person. But someone with your kind of education and background, you give it maybe about 6 to 7 months before you should have it fully up and running. It's just getting the parts, shaping them properly, and then testing to see what works and what doesn't, as arcane gates are about as finicky as any other puzzle. There's no real set parts that you can just go pick up at the store. Each one is individually created and carved, so to figure out exactly what it is will take you a while, because there could be thousands.
Opposed to just the spell Arcane Gate that makes a gate for a minute, this is a permanent spell?
Yes, this is a permanent spell that links up to other gates across this continent.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, it's been pretty heavily fucked, my king, but nothing that can't be undone given time and resources.
I know we've been pretty busy and you've just arrived, but have you thought about taking in some pupils and teaching them magic? I know it's not really a thing to do now per se, but what are your thoughts on that?
To what end, my liege?
We are heavily outclassed magic-wise for a majority of our people. Getting a mage core or, just mage casters in our army would be beneficial.
Right. To train mages that would be equipped enough to handle an army that we are currently going up against, we would need years. Time we do not have, unfortunately.
Teg kind of pipes.
Oh, yeah.
Teg pipes up in the middle and goes, I hate to say this, but I agree with the headmaster. We're not ready for an extended magic war. We can't afford to fight magically in the slightest currently.
So then what can we do to counteract their magic?
Teg looks at the headmaster and goes, there should be some old spells that we should be able to dig through the library down in the vault underneath this stronghold. I don't know how to open it, but we might. If there's gonna be anything ancient, it's gonna be there. It's a dwarven vault, and it doesn't look like it's ever been opened. So that means it's at least older than most of the territories here. I'd recommend starting there.
I have heard of some spells that can put a magical army into a bad situation, but yeah, it would take time and collaboration to create such a ritual.
What kind of collaboration?
Well, Teg,
he looks up and
would you
goes,
be willing to work together?
We'd have a better chance, my liege, if we end up sourcing out some bloodlines, or we end up trying to rapidly train some of the soldiers. I've got 3 that I know come from sorcerer bloodlines outright that I've brought over from overseas, but I don't imagine they're going to be much of use to the headmaster, as they're not very capable when it comes to charismatic acts, let's put it. So, my recommendation is if we can pop the vault, we might be able to get within a few days, given the 2 of us, and then if there's any spells in there we can use, or any smithing, our best bet is we hope we find the golem magic that the dwarves used to use to protect their cities when they were outnumbered. Though, obviously it didn't work out for them if you look at the history and the facts that the orcs won in the end, but a better chance than none.
Knowledge is power. Having knowledge will definitely bring us closer to victory. I think we should get on that, trying to open up the vault. Other notes, the dwarves and their conflict, I do think that aligning ourselves with Princess Tina is the best option, although she did blatantly insult me. We probably should try to find a way to ally with her, so we have at least a way in to the Dwarven Empire, or we can take a little not vacation to the Volley Lands and get stronger as a group. And I'm gonna leave that up to the rest of you because that's what I feel like doing.
Teg takes an immediate second and pipes up and goes, with that arcane gateway, the headmaster could take you straight to the capital of Thромgalen. I mean, he should be capable just with the spell itself. He doesn't need the permanent gateway. So if you're looking to go and speak with her, that's your best chance. Although, I imagine, headmaster, I don't know if you'll be able to go with him or not, but if you can, then you should. Then as far as it goes, that is your decision. But if I'm gonna crack this vault, I'm also gonna need his help, or I'm gonna need someone of casting capabilities, because I'm not capable of opening the damn thing. I've already tried. As he kind of puts his hands in his pockets.
Headmaster, I'll leave that decision up to you. I would rather you stay and help Teg and open up that vault.
I will do as you wish.
Okay. I think me and my compatriots, with your assistance, will be sent to Thромgalen, and you shall stay behind to help Teg in cracking that vault.
Understood. Do you have magical means of sending a message when you are ready for retrieval?
You can order Carl.
What'd you say? You point to what?
Adrian motions to Carl and would say that he knows Sen.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, very good. Then please.
Are any members of the party opposed?
I think the headmaster would be incredibly useful in this venture. Like I mentioned to you earlier, King Hawken, well, he wouldn't have to be with us for very long. He could tell back any time, and we don't know what kind of magic equipment this Princess Tina has with her, especially if she doesn't like you.
I assume she thinks I'm a threat, which is why she was a bit adverse to me. And, well, I understand, going off, of course, the rumors that are around about me. But, what the hell?
I just believe it would be good for the headmaster to at least scout the situation with us. If it's not dangerous, he doesn't have to stay too long.
That's true. And if it is dangerous and we needed to escape, having the headmaster with us gives us access to magical means of doing so.
Teg looks up and
Unless
goes,
we want to try the axe again. She, taps her axe.
I'd really rather not.
Teg kind of looks at you and goes, Sigrun's people will probably, that axe she's got will be useful to the dwarven people. It'd probably get you in the front door to at least speak with the princess, as that is an artifact of their lands. You've probably got a better chance with them, and as far as it goes, I can hold off on opening the vault until Headmaster gets back. I have soldiers to train and an army to fill, apparently. He kind of wipes his brow. And he goes, I don't mind holding off as far as it goes, and it might be better that you have someone who can cast at a higher level. Carl will be good for more of in damage. The Headmaster will be good to save you and support you.
Alright, well that works for me. I appreciate all of your insight. Let's go with that plan.
I mean, I'm not against it. If I show them their artifact's axe, though, that I am wielding and still plan to wield, won't that upset them? That I have it?
Well, what are they going to do? Fight against us?
I mean, yes, that is the concern. Unless I am incorrect.
Then they'll fall like the rest.
Suppose.
time we get going.
Okay. One sec. I gotta answer questions I'm getting.
No problem.
Alright. Okay, so as you lot kind of start to break, you see as Lucius kind of bows his head to you, Hawken, and whispers into your ear, explaining that he'll join you shortly afterwards, that he is going to spend some time letting his blood hunters know and giving them orders on what to do before he joins you lot, and that he does have a way to get to you, as one of the blood hunters can cast a teleportation spell to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I assume we have received news about the Minotaurs?
Ted kind of looks up, and as you mention this, and goes, yes, I've got them settled currently in Lord Aez's lands, temporarily in a fishing village. For the time being, they're going to remain there as a working population to keep our food production up high enough. The cities are, as you imagine, not the most self-sufficient without the original logistics in place, so we are still trying to get our structure back. Farming country is not common in an orc culture, so many of the Nords coming up here are starting to develop the fields. It will take a good while before our food is fully self-reliant.
When things calm down, I'll have to visit the Minotaurs myself, see what they're all about. But it is time for us to go see Princess Gina.
Okay. So as the whole party is together, kind of stands up, pushing chairs in, Teg starts clearing the board, putting the pieces back into a case. Lucius kind of heading off on his own, going down, continuing further. You all head down a floor down to the 14th floor, back to where the arcane gateway is set up. And as you all look about, you can see the headmaster's definitely started to move in. Little bits of potions, some equipment, nothing dangerous or anything that stands out. Just bits and bobs of normal magical components you'd see in a wizard's lab. And you see the gateway. It looks to still be kind of broken apart. The stones themselves look to have been some replaced, some with fresh carvings on them, others that have markings and chalk on them that you can see. And basic writing just says replace or a new part needed, as he's kind of starting to go work through it. But Headmaster, as you lead the group into your workshop, they all look on and wait for you to cast your Arcane Gate spell.
Absolutely. I head up to the gate, nod my head at it, and a arcane gate opens up. Where to? Exactly?
We're
Thromgolan.
going... Thromgolan.
Yes, but do you want...
yes.
inside a throne room, or outside the city walls, or...
Let's
We
teleport
should probably
outside
do
the
outside.
city gates.
Yeah.
Alright.
I would
outside the
love
city.
to make an entrance.
Headmaster, give me a history check real quick.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead with advantage, I would say, on this, but yeah.
I doubt I'll need that, but we'll, oh, shit.
I'll give you a minute. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so as you start thinking about the request, you realize Thormgolan doesn't have an outside of the city. It has tunnels that lead into it as roadways, and then it has
gotcha.
a lava lake surrounding it. So going outside the walls would kill the party.
Silly me, of course. I knew that.
But there's like
I was testing to see
a
if
front
they
gate.
knew that.
But there's a front gates, right?
Not
like,
at
to enter?
Thormgolan. There's two entrances into Thormgolan, officially. There is the southern tunnels, which go into a gateway that goes into the city itself. That is blocked off by the dwarves. The dwarves don't use traditional castle building underground. Most of their gateways are just massive steel or iron doors, basically. So yeah, and then the road going west to Gebesoro is the only other road that leads straight to Thrumgollen.
I guess the tunnels then.
Okay. As Headmaster nods his head, you see the light kind of flicker for a moment in the arcane gateway, and then suddenly you just see darkness. For those with dark vision, you can see the long tunnels going one direction as the arcane gateway opens up. It just seems to go on and on for miles, and you can see dwarves walking, some looking injured, some looking to be traveling with carts, others with merchandise, some with cages of people of different races. It seems to be a long tunnel full of just dwarves and Vidan all about. But yeah, it opens up, and who's going first?
I feel like as basically Hawkins' bodyguard, I should go first, make sure everything's fine. I got it.
All right. Adrian, as you walk through, do you have dark vision, Adrian?
I do have dark vision.
All right.
Yes.
So yeah, as you walk through, you come into this long tunnel that is about 25 feet tall. The walls carved ornately. As you get a better look, you can see the shining of metal from minerals in the walls. It seems to almost or cause the designs in the wall to be even more ornate and natural in their beauty. Vidan walk all up and down this tunnel, going either south or north. And as you kind of turn around, you see the long, or the line that is now standing in front of this very ornate door with a bunch of Vidan, or a group of Vidan, about 20 or so, standing about in front of it. Each of them seems to be wearing a almost strange, darkened like metal on their armor that's almost like sucks into the light. They also have strange branding marks all over their face, and as you look at these dwarves in this armor specifically, they don't have any facial hair or any hair at all as you look at them. But they don't seem to react, as the arcane gateway is clearly seen by them. But yeah, it seems to be clear as you come through, Adrian.
Okay. Yeah. I'll stand up to the side of the gate and wait.
Okay.
All right.
A few seconds go by. You see as Adrian just kind of steps to the side and waits for you lot to come through.
I guess I'll light a torch and head in.
Okay. So you light a torch walking through. The torch immediately extinguishes as it goes through the arcane gate, and on the other side, relights itself. I assume Sigrun and Carl and then the headmaster?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll go last, yep.
Alright. Sigrun, Carl, as you both come through, Carl, you get the sense of magic all around you, but you can tell it's definitely in the walls. It's somewhat it's not very potent. It's just enough for you to get a sense of it, because it feels almost absent all around you. Otherwise, you don't sense any beings with arcane energies. And Sigrun, as you walk through, your axe immediately changes and morphs. You see as the axe starts to become more ornate, gems start to appear on it. The metal seems to lose all of its rust and wear and tear on it, and the edges seem to sharpen for a minute.
My hard work.
And suddenly beside you stands a little, like a short dwarf with long black hair, and black eyes, and full ornate armor. That seems to be almost like dragon scales, all kind of tied together on a massive thing of plate. And
My name, is that you? Did you get the makeover?
He looks over at you and just kind of nods and smiles, a big smile.
You look. Listen, my friend, you're looking great. Honestly, I wish I could magically become cooler when I went places.
Do I see who she's talking to?
Yeah, you see the first king of the dwarves.
Oh!
The
She
Vidan,
called no name.
also known famously in your own experience as supposedly it was King Stone that is famously as the first king. However, as you know from the actual histories, given your history experience already, that is King Oventium himself.
Oh,
Uh,
My buddy, my pal, my guy.
you very much remember getting slaughtered badly by orcs.
Ooh, I'm just gonna keep quiet.
He seems,
Yeah, Sigrun's like inspecting the axe and looking him over and like nodding like, hell yeah.
yeah, he seems to look at you, Headmaster, but there doesn't seem to be any recognition of who you are, as he just seems to turn back and like stare, like kind of puffs his chest out, straighten his back a little bit more, as if he's ready to receive an audience in front of these dwarves. And Sigrun.
You are going to impress them so well, my friend. We don't have to be worried anymore. You look so cool.
Sigrun, you also for the next 24 hours have advantage on all dwarven history checks.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, as you come through, one of the captains of the guard kind of comes forward. He doesn't really say anything, and as you get a better look at him, Hawken, Sigrun, and Headmaster, you would recognize this armor as it's pretty well known amongst the continent. This is the Oventium Legion, also known as the Forgotten Legion. These are people who are basically like the worst of the worst, being sent off to try and take over Oventium, to try and purify it of the monsters and bring it back into the Dwarven's control. They are usually like either the worst criminals, they are political rivals to the kings, or whoever's king at that time. These are people who are basically sentenced to death, and to avoid it, they sign up to go fight in a place where they have no shot. But it's tradition.
Are they
amongst-
generally, or is it just like anyone who they need to fuck over, or is it like really powerful people who they need to fuck over?
It's usually someone who's a problem when it comes to politics. So it means that someone who's a
Gotcha.
challenger or someone who's contesting them for a position. It's not uncommon for brothers to be sent into the Oventium Legion after a inner house civil war happens. Even it could be the eldest, it could be the youngest. There is no requirement, and they have no laws on who can join. It's just whoever gets
Gotcha.
sent
So
to
it's
them
like
is
being
forced.
sent to the wall.
Yeah, in a
Yeah.
sense. Or if you're familiar with the original concept, Dragon Age Origins had their Lost Legion that they had, the Legion of the Dead, as they called
Right.
them. Similar to that idea.
Because they were dead men already.
Yes, most
Matter of time.
you would know have their tongues cut out, except for those left in who are nobles, who are left in positions of power, as officers, because almost all Vidan have some military training, most commonly. But yeah, so as this gentleman kind of walks up, symbols, sigils all over his face. Carl, are you shouting that?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm making sure, because I saw you typing, and I know sometimes you respond in text instead of saying things.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as he kind of walks up, he looks to be somewhat limping. You notice on his left leg, and his entire right hand has been replaced with what looks to be a small push dagger, as there's no hand left. And he kind of walks over as he looks you both, or all of you over, and goes, state your business and what you're here for.
I'm here to seek audience with Princess Tina.
That's gonna be quite difficult given the fact that she's currently under siege, but if you can figure out how to break the siege lines compared to the king, I'd be impressed.
Where's the siege?
He looks at you just with almost like a dumbfounded look on his face. And he turns back slowly as he looks back at the door and then turns back to look at you and goes, are you, like a jester? Or, like the court announcer?
So we need to break through that wall?
No, that's a door, my liege.
Wall, door. It's in my way.
I can have it open, but on the other side you'll see the city is currently in chaos. If you're willing to put your life on the line, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm just making sure you're not here to cause me problems.
I'm here to seek an audience with Princess Tina. If people stand in my way, they soon won't be.
He kind of looks at each of you and like with a little bit of confusion
Yeah.
on that threat and kind
Sigurd
of.
just watching this
I want
like
to make an alliance with Princess Tina, if that eases your worry.
I mean, I couldn't care less as far as I'm concerned. I'm just here as a soldier of what I was told to do. He looks at you and goes, "But if you're seeking an audience, I mean, I'm not gonna stop you. You just gotta walk up, talk to the guys at the gate, and tell them you're wanting through. They'll let you right through. I just
Fantastic.
making sure none of you are here to kill anybody. You did just come through some sort of magical portal in front of us, as you can imagine. That does kind of concern me."
Yes, it more sake of ease, you know. Magic is so what is the word? She's like looking at the people in common and concrete. Yes. Concrete.
He looks
yes.
at you and
it's the thing that is easy.
He kind of looks at you, Sigrun, and as he sees the axe, he just immediately watches. He just drops to one knee and bows his head. And he immediately goes, my apologies. I didn't realize the king's successor had finally been chosen. Please, come right in. And he starts shouting, and you see the men open the two massive.
Håkon, how did they know you were going to become king of the Nords? I didn't realize they could tell that.
As the iron doors open up, you hear that suddenly these sounds of warfare that was almost completely muffled to almost nothing. It just suddenly starts to erupt. The sound of clashing swords, screaming, magic exploding, and the heat. As almost this tunnel being a nice cool 75 degrees suddenly just grows in heat to almost 100 degrees immediately as you can see the light around the city as it's now been expanded, and you can see the massive lake that's kind of starting to come around it. The soldiers kind of completely hold open the gate, don't even stop you.
Does
All right.
I'm gonna talk to the dwarf from Sigrun's axe. Is Sigrun able to bring us to the noble district of the city, or does she have to know about it to travel us there?
One sec. Let's see. I don't think I spelled that correctly. There we go. The king looks at you for a second as he's just in awe by the city, and then just kind of snaps out and goes, sorry, King Håkon, what did you ask me? I was taken aback. It's been so long since I've seen Thramgallen. It was merely just a settlement when I was there last.
My apologies. Let me say that again. Is Sigrun able to teleport us with your axe to the noble district? Or does she have to have actually seen it or been to it?
He goes, the city looks way different than what it was. There's a good chance you'll end up in the lake if you're not careful with the axe, and I don't think Sigrun's got enough control over it yet to understand how it works.
No. We are in Dwarven Make and underground, which means we will arrive at a destination. The issue is, it might not be a good destination.
He nods.
Especially with all the battle going around.
Yeah, now
Then
as
we
you
march to the noble district.
As you look, you see the lower districts of the city are completely under a massive battle. The central walls of the city seem to have been completely breached, with troops up on the walls. Ladders kind of teetering over the lava lake from tunnels that look like they've just been recently hand dug by this army that came in. All around, like kind of like an eggshell around the city itself. What's up?
What does the invading army look like? Sigils, armor, insignias, you know?
For as far as it goes, most of them seem to be wearing dark iron armor. Again, very similar to those of the Oventium Legion that you saw out there. However, these ones don't have strange brands on their face. Also, most have beards. Though their heads are shaven. You can give me a history check if you want to see what legion this is specifically. But the sigil that you see looks to be a simple dragon curling around a staff with a ball at the top of it. You're not 100% sure because you've never seen this one before. But you can give me a history check to see if you can figure it out, or you can try and glean knowledge from just that itself.
If
14.
I rolled history, would I have advantage because it's
Yes.
dwarf related?
You would, yeah.
Haha, I will.
In my
I will roll
case,
it in.
14.
Gotcha, okay.
What is my history bonus? I got 2 bad rolls. Oh, a -1. I got a 5 with advantage.
Yeah, you're not sure. You know the sigil's new. You're not sure otherwise, though. Hawken, as you kind of look at, you piece together that none of the other none of the other members of the royal family have managed to get or have magic or magic capabilities besides Ogain. As again, Vidan don't commonly have magic. It just seems to be something in almost their genetics. However, as you're looking on, you realize that that's not a staff. Looking on it, you recognize that's a dagger that seems to have a magical circlet at the top of it, and you take the guess that that might be Prince Viatic's forces.
That's the guy who's in bed with the criminal organizations.
Yes, supposedly.
Good. He's also on my kill list. Might be able to. Good. Kill. Okay. Sorry.
What are
we
your
march-
orders, my king?
We head to the Noble District. I was told that is where Princess Tina is. We will destroy any of these invading forces along the way. However, if they are not on our path, we will ignore them until I talk to Tina.
Understood.
Okay.
What's the dimensions of the space we're in right now? Would there be enough room for me to easily enlarge without issue?
Yes. So the city itself, I'm gonna answer this question, Caleb. So you don't worry. So the the city itself is only about roughly about a half a mile long. It's split up into 3 tiers. It has the top castle, which is where the royalty lives. Now this is common knowledge for anybody to realize. So I'm giving this all to you all for free. Secondly, on the second tier is the noble district, also the upper merchant district for those merchants who have a certain amount of money and have bought houses in the noble district. They have a rough standing, but as far as it goes, that would be there. Then you've got the, of course, lowest district, which is the slums and the general market district, as well as the general population district, where normal people can go about and visit. But the city itself, about half a mile in length, as far as diameter goes. The outer walls go another about mile or half a mile out from the castle as it sits on kind of like a mountain or an underground mountain.
So most of the alleyways and any doorways and stuff will be able to accommodate me.
No, they'll be dwarven sized. They're not.
Shit. Okay.
The lower districts will be able to, as they more commonly deal with other races, but upper districts will be more set for nobility, so dwarves and other such short races.
Okay, I will hold off then. I want to be able to fit through doorways.
And as far as the ceiling, so the ceiling of the tunnel was only about roughly 25 feet tall. In the long road, but when the gateway opens up to this the city itself, as you enter into the lower district, you see this the ceiling itself goes almost maybe 100 feet above ground. You're not sure at this point how much further underground you are, but roughly the roof of the egg-shaped dome around it is about 100 feet above you.
Okay. Gotcha.
As you, enter, you start seeing as dwarves are fighting, and the occasional spellcaster you do catch, as they seem to have whole units of dwarves in dark plate, big magical shields that look to be very well equipped, protecting these mages. As they are mobile tanks moving about the city. You see female warriors fighting with this dark legion of sorts, if you will, who seem to be outnumbering the female warriors almost 10-1 easily. And that's just from this area, this lower district you're seeing of, as Wolf kindly put it, Gen Pop. But yeah, that's actually a pretty good way to put it. The dwarves being a very anti-other race species. But yeah, so as you see, as the troops are fighting, they almost seem to ignore you, as well as you see citizens walking about the streets without issues, that the dwarves are just fighting and slaughtering each other in the middle of the roads. But merchants are going about their day, commoners are buying things. No one seems bothered, as you watch as one dwarf cuts down another and brutally decapitates his head, and then starts just slashing into the body, tearing the armor off and putting it on themselves. But no one else seems to bat an eye.
This is odd. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, you're good. Carl, give me an Arcana check.
All right.
Okay. I will say, you do start to sense that roughly there's a couple about you'd guess within the area of this Gen Pop, we'll call it, this lower district. You roughly can count out as you're like looking about, paying attention to where magic's shooting off, about 5 wizards in total. And you immediately recognize them as wizards due to them all casting from arcane books and saying out the spells themselves. But as you look about, you notice almost all of them seem to be following this invading force. They seem to be supporting by. You don't see any female mages or any markings or any mages with the same markings as the defending army here. But yeah, as you lot kind of standing in this group, looking about, watching the carnage, almost in shock at the fact of how clean war could be between
I was about to say that, like, wow, huh?
One of the merchants kind of pushes by you and goes, "Oi, move out of the way, you dim! Don't be gawking at our situation. Get your move on, get your business done, and get out."
Where's the princess?
Merchant looks at you and goes, "I don't know no princess. I'm just here to peddle my goods," as he kind of walks by.
Oh, what do you want?
And he kind of stops his cart.
This is not the time.
And he turns and goes, "This is just the time. This is the only time to buy these goods." He goes, "I got orbs of shielding. And I got bubbles."
What are these bubbles you speak of?
I'm gone. I'm out.
Hawking continues
dealing
on as
with this.
Carl stands there and he goes, "Bubbles is a half Goliath, half orc that I captured. I call him Bubbles because he doesn't have a name.
I'll take him.
One gold piece, good sir."
I hand him 2.
He takes it and goes,
Keep the change.
For that, and he kind of hands you a piece of some cheap leather armor, and he goes, "Put this on him. It'll make him more useful." And he continues on with picking up his cart and walks off. As suddenly you see, almost in like a poof of smoke appears in front of you, this 7'5" grayish green, with 2 canines sticking out of the bottom. Fully in the nude, scarred all up and down as if he just went into a fight with a wolf and lost, stands there, looking very confused, and very almost lost in the situation as he seems to look about at all the carnage and people walking about.
I'm gonna do my job, Hawken.
Yeah, no worries. The man looks at both Headmaster and Carl and goes, "I don't know who I am."
You are Bubbles. Bubbles, you can be free, or you can come gain power with us.
I got nowhere else to go. As he looks
All
about.
right, come on, Bubbles. And I map all of us into giant eagles so we can fly to the Noble District.
Oh, all right. So as you, Headmaster and Carl, start to immediately, as the spell goes off, you turn and Bubbles seems a little confused, but almost immediately seems to catch on to the situation. Sigrun, Hawken, and Adrian, as you're walking up the street, as warriors kind of bump into you, apologize, and then turn and go back to killing each other. Very polite here, and one even bows his head as you suddenly start to notice your body starts to morph and you turn into a giant eagle along with you and Sigrun and Adrian. Your feathers each matching the color of your own hair as they seem to plume out from you. Sigrun looks to be a little bit larger than the rest of you naturally.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. But as you lot start to fly up into the air, as you immediately pick up on it, flapping your wings into the sky, people seem to start pointing at you, but no one shoots any arrows or magic or anything. They just seem to almost stop paying attention and then go back to fighting.
Where's with the bird's eye view? When we get to the Noble District, where's the largest concentration of female warriors?
So as you fly up, you see that the Noble District, most of the buildings have been, are crumbling. You see the only building that seems to stand other than the castle itself, the capital central of this entire city, is a large rudimentary stone building that looks to be almost like a giant doghouse of sorts that has been set aside. And that seems to be where the biggest coalition of almost like 40 female warriors all seem to have set up camp, many of them working on their axes, some of them getting water, getting food. Tables have been set out, a wounded tent off to the side, and that seems to be the biggest clump that's not in combat. The rest seem to be scattered throughout the walls, holding the line or trying to keep the gateway from breaking as you see a battering ram slamming into it. Though, interestingly enough, as you all are flying over, you do notice for a moment the battering ram stops as a merchant comes up. Nox seems to like smack on the door for a moment, and then the doors open as he walks in and they just reclose it, and then the siege begins again. It's very timely and kind to the citizens as you're starting to catch on. But yeah, so that's basically what you see as the fighting throughout the other districts looks to be going in the invading forces' favor currently.
So it seems they're fighting for fun.
I don't know. We're also birds.
Yeah, you all do say this while you're flying over the city as eagles.
I guess I'll. I mean, at least I think we should land within the walls.
Caw!
Yes, precisely. I concur.
All right. I assume the rest of the party, are you guys all following Hawken?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sigrun? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, making sure. As you lot all go flying over, as you land onto the ground in the Noble District, watching as the ground's all torn up and been, look like a lot of rubble's been kind of pushed off to the sides, wounded being carried. A female dwarf kind of catches your attention as she seems to be the only one with a long blonde beard that seems to kind of drag across the floor as she seems to be casting magic left and right, trying to what looks to be help people as she seems to be working about through the wounded tent and bringing people from left to right. She continues to yell something in Dwarvish. Does anybody in the party actually speak
Hawken
Dwarvish?
speaks Dwarvish.
I don't actually. Fuck, I thought the X gave me Dwarvish.
Nope. Alright. Hawken, you hear her keep shouting, Snicknish, get your lazy butt out there and start fighting.
He's alive
Oh dear
again?
God, no!
Why is he alive again?
And she kind of suddenly, as she notices you lot kind of step down as eagles and turn back, she turns and looks at you and goes, Hey, who are you lot and what? Hawken? Is that you? You ugly looking bastard?
Are we still eagles or did we get
Then we switch back.
Yeah, as you land,
Yeah,
you'd switch
I'll
back.
switch everyone back. I'll cast Glibness on Hawken and just back away.
Glibness.
Which, by the way, until the spell ends, when you make any charisma check, you can replace the number you roll with a 15.
Ooh.
And nobody can tell magically or otherwise if you're lying.
Last
Hell
part's
yeah.
important.
Hello, Princess Tina. I've come to talk. It seems that you are in a precarious situation.
Really? You guessed that? I'm shocked. You must be brilliant. I'm in the middle of being outnumbered 10-1. One brother's here. The other one, I don't know where the fuck he went. And last one I heard, I think he died to the Orc Queen. It is not a good day. And as you can see, as she kind of starts casting magic again, you see the wound on the soldier she's attending suddenly closes up. I do not have time to... And as she stands up, she starts to get kind of wobbly and starts to slightly fall back as she kind of steadies herself for a second and goes, I don't have time to deal with you lot right now, and your whatever it is. So make
Do you
it quick.
request aid?
She literally just stops and stares at you, deadpan. Not saying anything, just continuing to stare at you, just almost as if dumbfounded by that question.
Do you request aid?
She looks you up and down and looks at the rest of your party and goes, if you want to give me aid, go kill my damn brother. He's outside the walls right now. He's been shouting left and right. Otherwise, piss off. I don't have time to attend to your needs or anybody else's right now, and I really can't give you an audience as I'm covered in blood.
Try again.
She looks at you and goes, excuse me?
Try that sentence again.
Do you want me to cut you down here?
I will kill everyone in this town. Try again. I want to help you. I'd rather help you. I will kill everyone in this town. Try again.
You see suddenly as in her hand a sparkling light appears as a holy mace appears in her hand, and she just glares at you.
I would rather be your ally than your enemy. I prefer you than your brothers, but I'd rather not be insulted.
She stops. As she looks at you, the rest of you all see as Hawkins' head starts to slightly glow.
That's not good.
And almost as if a slight reddish color has started to kind of make his hair kind of lighten it even more. And she looks at you, Hawkins. She kind of continues, still holding her this light mace in her hand, or mace made of light in her hand. She looks at you and goes, did I come to you in the middle of your siege and ask you if you needed assistance and acted like a sarcastic asshole? No, I didn't. So either make yourself useful or leave. I ain't interested in your situation or your assistance right now. And if you're here to kill me, you're just gonna hand it over to a much worse person, so I doubt you're looking to kill me first. So why don't you take your piddly little wings and your fucking hawk and feathers on your head and get your ass out of my damn city.
So be it. Let's break down those walls.
Wait, which walls are you gonna... Wait, hold up. I need some context here.
I want to destroy the walls, keeping the enemies out.
Okay, how?
Your wish is my command.
Oh boy.
Oh,
no.
no. I don't like the sound of that. I was gonna offer up my earth elementals, but I think he's got it.
In case the princess does anything, I am going to stand slightly in front of Hawkins with my shield out.
Yeah, Sigrun's got her axe, and she's also next to Hawken. She's ready.
How far are we from these walls?
About 100 feet, roughly.
I'll walk over, give her a couple seconds to reconsider.
She just stopped paying attention to all of you and has gone back to healing her soldiers.
Her loss.
I'm gonna message you something.
Okay.
You tell me if it's possible.
Okay. I will also mention, as Hawkins starts giving orders, his voice starts to get slightly higher pitched. Oh, man. This is gonna be good. Oh, no.
I'm not going back on my word. That's for sure.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Alright. As you all look, as the headmaster kind of walking up to the walls, puts his hand onto the walls. Now, these are marble, these are good 20, 30 feet thick stone walls that have never been breached before by, knocked down or anything of the sort. And you all watch as the entirety of this upper wall just suddenly melts into magma, causing all of the stone to drop to the ground and immediately starts flowing away into the city as screams of pain are heard. Utter fear as the entire city starts to panic. Troops start running, the sounds of melting and just screaming, and the scent of burning flesh can be smelled on the air. And And yeah.
I'll bow to the king and just say, my liege.
Sigrun kind of seems to turn to you, Hawken.
Yes.
We need to
Sigurd?
get out. We need to get out. The king is telling me we need to leave. I'm going to teleport us out. And she's like pulling out the axe and like planting it on the ground.
Is the party gonna join Sigrun, or are you guys gonna stick around and watch what happens?
I must say, the
Sure.
king doesn't often tell me to leave. He doesn't often help me. He just kind of chills.
Yeah, all right.
I'll take advice from your axe. It seems he knows the place. I suppose we've done what we needed to do here.
All right, good, because she is doing the thing as she speaks.
All right.
Hopefully, the stonework
As you
is.
all kind of gather
extra
together for a moment, you see as Tina just kind of looking at the magma walls, or walls come crashing down. You just see the just sadness kind of hit her face. She sighs. And she pulls out a little bell at the same time and rings it, and you watch as what you were thinking was going to be an ancient dragon walking out comes out. But as you look at this creature comes crawling out, looks to be once was an ancient green dragon, as it seems to have ooze melting off the bones, splatting onto the ground, causing the stones as it walks on them to smoke and then melt. This creature just starts to slowly crawl its way out, the sounds of its breath causing all of you for your hair to stand up on your neck. This creature is something else you've never seen before.
Oh. Wonderful.
One sec. All right. Sorry, I'm answering. I'm getting so many PMs right now that everyone's freaking out.
I could feel it.
As the axe starts to go off, you all begin to start to feel the magic gathering around you, and then suddenly it dissipates, and Sigrun, the king, disappears. Your axe deactivates, and the magic seems to immediately vanish as this creature seems to screech out. You notice all of your magic items on you, Sigrun, almost immediately unattune and deactivate.
All of them, or just the axe and the pickaxe?
All of them. And it seems to, as Tina just smiles as this creature starts to slowly crawl its way out. It's not moving fast. It looks to be taking a lot of strength just to pick its hands up. And as soon as you're seeing this and the axe seems to deactivate as the spell doesn't go off, suddenly you hear behind you as the arcane gateway opens up, just for a few moments as Lucius comes walking through to see this and see you all standing there in a group in front of Princess Tina and her pet that she called Snicknash. Lucius, as you walk through, you see this giant oozing bone structure that looks to be the same size as an ancient dragon, if not bigger, as it's melting the stone, and you just hear it roar as you watch the magic that was going on around the entire party dissipate suddenly out of nowhere.
What?
Unless
the hell
one of
is
you magic
going on?
casters could do something, we need to go.
I can't tell where we're far. Let's go.
You're in the city of Thromgolland is the only thing that you got given, Lucius, before Teg sent you through. Using the last of one of his little potion vials he had.
Fuck-ups were made.
As you walk out to see them, the party starts turning. Are you guys just going to run for it? What's the plan?
I want to make sure Hawken's running first, but yeah.
Do one of the spellcasters have a thing they can do, or are we sprinting?
God, no. I can only cast second level spells.
Okay, well, if you know what, Hawken, how much do you weigh?
That's an excellent question. Let me check.
Because I have rogue
200
shit. I can
pounds?
dash. I could double
200
dash.
I have 200
Let me
pounds,
check.
and I carry 171 pounds.
I can
So,
carry. I can carry you.
371.
It's okay. So Sigru's just gonna be like, everyone, we need to go. She's gonna pick you up, and she will start dashing, double dashing as needed, to get the fuck out. Oh wait, actually, how much does Carl weigh? Can I pick them both up?
Carl, how
He's
much
a-
do you weigh with all your equipment?
He
With
is
my equipment,
little.
I am. The equipment weighs 72.2 pounds, and I weigh 170. So,
So about
Little over
240. Yeah.
yeah.
About 40. Yeah.
I should still be fine. I have like an almost 600 carrying capacity, and I don't even have 200 on me myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab Carl too then. Let's go.
Yeah, as you pick up Carl, picking up Hawken, you start to charge running. Adrian, I assume, and Lucius suddenly turning and following behind as the situation's building.
Yeah, I'm going to
damn
barrel
it!
through
Running down the
anyone.
hallway.
I may
Yeah.
not be enlarged, but I have momentum, and I'm going to use it.
Headmaster,
boy.
you also, okay, yeah, okay, gotcha. I see your PM.
Can I take a
Um,
pot shot at the at this corpse
While
of a
Sigrun's
snake
carrying you,
mage?
you'll be at disadvantage, but yeah.
I might as well give it a shot. I kind of want to just see what happens.
How the fuck?
Oh, I assume a 14 won't hit.
As you take a shot, your body kind of shaking back and forth. Cannon blows off, causing Sigrun to get like quite a slight push forward at the cannon firing. The ball
Nice.
slams into the creature, and you watch as it almost instantaneously melts as it runs into the green slime that seems to be dripping off the creature.
That's good to know.
And as you start running, Headmaster right behind you with Carl at the back as he's not Carl, Lucius at the back. As you lot start charging as fast as you can. Yes. As you lot start to run for anywhere to get away, you watch as the creature starts to walk, and it slowly starts to pick up pace as it's heading your general direction. It's about 40, 50 feet behind you by the time you all get to the gateway where the gate was. To the lower districts, as now the walls having been melted, they've started to cool as you can watch as much of the tops are starting to become a more black in color. But due to the heat coming off of it, you lot avoiding either side just start running through over the two iron doors that have fallen flat onto the ground as they didn't get melted in the wall spell earlier. Climbing over it, charging at your top speed, you come to the exit gateway as you see soldiers running and charging through the gates as fast as they can. You all pick up that there are 4 mages, pretty obviously dressed in robes, chanting and readying a spell. Carl and Headmaster, without having to roll Arcana, you would pick up that it's something to do with something similar to a Mold Earth spell. Without Arcana check, you'd pick up. With an Arcana check, you can roll to see if you can figure out what the spell is that they're casting.
All right.
On 11.
You're not 100%, Carl. You know it's a 5th level or higher, though.
So
joy.
I may have heard this spell at least once.
I don't think you can fail, Headmaster, but I still want to see what you roll. It's not. It seems to be. They have upcasted Mold Earth to 9th level. Literally, as you can tell, you look back, you can see the spell circle on the ceiling of the dome around the city. It looks like they're getting ready to bury the city. As they continue their chanting, the soldiers let you through without any issues. Those that were the Oventium Legion who were guarding the gate earlier. The one from earlier that was able to speak kind of looks at you lot as you come through in a hurry and goes, What happened? Why did the wall suddenly turn to magma? People started burning to death. What happened? He just
Sigrun's
kind of,
just busy
Nobody?
running and panting.
as
He's like,
everyone
"Oh,
just
fun."
runs past, he just looks on confused and goes, nods.
Does he
and-
not see the dragon?
He doesn't from this distance. As he turns, there's no dragon still chasing you lot as you turn back.
Acid dragon gone.
Yeah, you don't see the creature anymore. As you all look back, as you see the city suddenly,
That's an illusion.
as you turn around, you watch as the city suddenly starts to kind of starts to smoke a little bit, ash kind of pluming up, and the entirety of the long cave roadway starts to shake. You watch as rocks start falling down, and you watch the city just collapses into the lava slowly, piece by piece. People still screaming inside of it, and these sounds of blood-curdling yells. Everyone give me a perception check to see if you pick up anything at the last minute.
Smell or
Alright.
hearing based?
Hearing based.
Okay.
19 for Hawkins.
Add the 10.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Let me.
23.
A 9.
All right. Wow. Carl, Hawken, and Adrian, as well as the headmaster, you all hear as the dwarven chanting can be heard from the city. Headmaster, you recognize this spell. It's called a blood curse. It's a spell that basically is put on an entire bloodline. It requires the sacrifice of almost 100 people to do so, but they all have to have a hatred for the same person. For the rest of the party, you pick up the sounds of the chanting in Dwarvish that start just getting really rhythmic, making it very recognizable that it's a big spell. As a red circle starts to kind of envelop the city, and even more screams start to be heard. Moments go by, the city slowly continues to collapse in on itself, and then the screaming and chanting suddenly starts to fade away. Eventually, the city, after about another 20 more minutes, starts to erode into the magma lake below.
I would have rather conquered this city, but this is less than
Okay.
just an outcome.
So we need a game plan because all my shit's deactivated, and I can't get this out of here with the axe. And she's still like holding you two, and like panting heavily, sweating under her fur.
Well, what I did learn from that whole situation is that people think Mirror's gone and or dead. That works for us. So then I just gotta find Mirror. And
Is
kill
that our
him.
next orders?
Yes, Mirror is a strong opponent though. Almost, I think just as strong as the Orc Queen, if I'm served correct, but I also have to kill him.
Very well.
Am I the only one perturbed about this whole thing?
They refused aid.
I wasn't talking about the fact that you just killed a bunch of people. I'm referring to the fact that there's a giant undead dragon thing that just fucking disappeared in a weird giant ritual. The last time I saw a ritual that big, roughly, was when the whole Isle of Man was killed. All of it.
To be fair, that was weirder than what happened just now. Honestly.
I mean, yes, but the point still stands. Big magic equals bad.
Not always.
I've yet to see one good magic ritual that involved a lot of people. Which isn't a lie, I haven't, as Sigrun, seen
You've
one.
never taken part of a hero's feast? It's pretty
I've
great.
seen a magic ritual once that cleans all the diseases off a person.
As
Yeah,
you
you know,
lot are
bacteria.
having this casual conversation, walking down the deep roads that now are lit, walking away from the destroyed
Down
city.
by Sigrun, just let her know, otherwise she's just gonna be carrying you, because she's not really thinking about
Yeah,
it.
honestly, I would normally be like scared of the blood curse or whatever, of curse of the bloodline, but I feel like my bloodline was already cursed anyway.
I was gonna
so
say, if
we're
it's
just
for
rocking and rolling.
you have
Me
a
too,
goddess
bro,
who
me
literally
too.
is plaguing your life.
All right.
My bloodline's already cursed. I mean, come on.
As
Do better.
you lot now find yourself in this deep road, kind of walking down, people screaming still, running past you lot, trying to get away. You are on the southern route to the city of Scottmish, is roughly where this road leads. You figure you'll be there within maybe a half a day if you follow it.
Might as well.
Everyone's
Actually,
running like they've never seen an undead dragon before.
let me.
So,
Right.
on our travels, could somebody catch me up? I'm quite confused. I don't really know what's going on.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, of course.
First, my king, do you wish to return to your kingdom?
One moment while I try to find the note that Princess Tina sent me, because that gives me some information about what I'm gonna do next. So give me 1 second while I scour.
Hawkins sets him, kind of lets Sigrun set him down as you lot kind of come to a stop and starts digging through his pack.
Alright, let's see.
A couple cannonballs set aside, a skull, an arrow, crossbow he forgot he had, the sigil of a long dead king that's probably really powerful, but doesn't matter.
You know.
To clarify, I assume my shit's still all like unattuned, right?
As soon as
That's
you left the city, all of your stuff reattuned.
Oh, okay, sweet. I thought it was still like unattuned, which is why Sigrun was so frazzled.
Okay, Scottmish, that's where Viatic is. Maybe we can. I don't really care about Viatic anymore. I want Mir. He was in Azurk last I saw, or heard at least. Oh, well, last that Tina heard.
Well, it's a place to start if we want to hunt him.
Yeah, she said Viatic was there, right?
Yep.
Huh. Maybe he got out alive. I don't know. Maybe I could make a deal with him, but who cares? Why don't I hear another? I'll take this place. Alright, I guess we'll go to Scottmas just to check things out.
Okay.
We'll see how things are over there with Viatic in charge of this criminal organization or so.
Okay. As you set the direction of the party, you all start to continue on your way south. You, about halfway through the tunnels, you start to notice the walls become more ornate, more well-designed, more, look like they've been more handcrafted. The normal, just smooth stoned floor of whatever stone was on the ground slowly switches over to marble bricks that look to have each individually been laid into the ground, and each individually having a carving or a design on there of an ancient dwarven house, a king, someone of note in the dwarven histories. As you lot start walking down, about a few more hours continue passing. As merchants continue to pass you, many whispering about the city being, the capital being taken over by a creature or a dragon of great power, supposedly. Many of them not really realizing what happened. As Carl starts to kind of pulls aside to Lucius and starts kind of like explaining, walking through the past like couple hours and what happened. Slowly, you come to a city that has two large marble golems in front of them, with holding what looks to be like small forges in their hands that seem to be lit. A couple of guards of the Dark Legion kind of still standing in front of the gateway, letting people through without any real concern, as they're not really even bothered. Even soldiers wearing armor of other legions seem to walk through without issues. One of the guards, noticing your unique party, kind of walks over and goes, "Can I be of assistance to you? You look like you're nobility."
Oh, we're just traveling around. I'm looking for information personally.
Well, we haven't had many humans down here. We had one recently, but besides that, you lot are the first around these parts. Sure. Who are you looking for?
Mir.
Don't know where he is. Haven't heard of him.
I'm a Viatic.
Oh, he should be in the throne last or if he's still here. Man likes to slip out whenever he chooses to. But if he's here, he's probably either in a meeting with the three families or dealing with some merchant tax rules or something like that. I know we got the Golem forges finally up and running. That's he might be down there.
I might have to check that out. I might want to make a deal with him, maybe.
He shrugs his shoulders and goes, well, I mean, cool. Did you need something from us at all? I mean...
do you have a map of your city? So, to make, finding these places easier.
No, but he kind of walks over to the doors as they open up, letting the merchant through, and he points to the big porcelain castle at the center of the city. He goes, "That's the castle, though. If you're trying to find it." As you notice, it stands almost 4 stories taller than any of the other buildings in the city.
That's very kind of you, sir.
Yeah. Check there. You got a better chance there. Otherwise, I recommend if you're staying here for the night, tavern around here, there's the Rock Eater Tavern. It's ran by a local. His name's Golemrod. Nice dude. Been leading the push for bringing some of the brothels into the city.
Yes, he's alive!
Yeah! He's alive!
Well, yeah, have some fun in town. Enjoy yourself. Spend what you like. Just don't cause any trouble. We should be good.
No, I don't intend to. I've caused enough trouble today for my tasting anyway.
And Gardenus nods and kind of heads back to his post as the doors open up, letting you all through. And the city opens up to a very large and very wealthy trade city. Many of the commoners wearing very almost silk-like clothing, gold ornate, both jewelry and accessories all about them. Many of them having leathered shoes that are fully set up, which is very uncommon, even amongst the dwarven lands. Most of the merchants seem to be very happily enjoying themselves, jesting with people walking about, their shopping. Families seem to be going about their daily business. And the city overall is very lightly guarded. You only see as you're walking through the roads around 4 patrols of soldiers, which seem to all look to be mostly wearing common gear, nothing very fancy. And merchants seem to kind of arrive for your guys' attention as you guys walk by, noticing, of course, most of the stuff they're selling is almost absolutely useless. None of the merchants really catch your attention, but many still try as you walk through the city. Everyone give me perception checks.
Hearing or smell?
Sight-based.
Sight, okay.
20 for Hawken.
20 for Hawken, okay.
9.
13, okay.
19 for Carl.
19 for Carl. I think Sigrun's still on mute because they're answering a phone call.
Frickin' 9.
And I assume Headmaster... There it is. Alright. Yeah, as you all look about, Hawken and Carl are the only two who spot and Headmaster, who spot a strange, shadowy figure that as soon as you lay your eyes on it seems to almost vanish immediately from your peripherals. And it seemed to continue to pop up as you lot are walking around the town.
Well, Headmaster, it seems we have guests.
It seems we do. Do you wish me to introduce ourselves?
I would love to meet my fans.
Of course. Next time I see it pop up,
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Force Cage.
Oh! Well, shit.
What?
Alright. As you cast a spell, you all hear suddenly, "What? Oh shit!" And as you turn and look on one of the little side areas, small, young-looking dwarf who very small, very tight shaved beard. It's called a beard, but it's more like a shadow effect. A very short cropping of hair. They look to be, you guess, maybe no older than a teenager. Roughly, and seem to be wearing what looks to be commoner's clothing up and down. Most of it, again, still being of finer quality, noticing the silk, some jewelry, a couple rings on his fingers, some very nice sandals that look to be made of a very fine wood that he seems to be walking around with. And otherwise, he looks very plain for a dwarf. Very young, but very plain. As he kind of looks over at you lot and goes, so you want to let me go?
Who are you?
My king.
He looks over at Hawken and looks at Adrian and then Carl and goes, wait, Carl, is that you?
Depends on who's asking.
It's me, your best friend.
Oh, I have quite a lot of those. Mind reminding me, please? Is this from university?
He looks at you and goes, no, my name's Ad. Of course. We were in the Nordlands together. We had such good times drinking at that one redhead's place. Yeah, she wasn't very fond of me, but I tried.
Don't be. There you are. How you doing?
He looks at you. And he goes, oh, yeah, you know, I've been great. I've been, you know, eating well. I saw a couple of adventures through here. I thought I'd ask you guys some questions about what's been going on in the world, because I've been stuck here. I've been kind of grounded since they found out I left the territory.
And, why'd you leave?
Well, you know, before I met you, I was just traveling around. It's just how it is, you know?
Okay, so why are you following us?
Sorry, you know, I saw. Okay, I will admit I was coming to steal some stuff. I saw very valuable or very rich people. I thought I could take one of your guys' coin purses. I've kind of learned that's not gonna happen, so if you let me go, I'm just gonna leave. Probably the town and the country, so I don't die. But yeah.
I'm not the one that casted it. You got to convince Mr. Headmaster over here for that.
He looks over and goes, oh, Headmaster, I don't know what you're the headmaster of, but would you be willing to let me go? Please? As he gives you puppy dog eyes.
Sorry, son, that's not how the spell works. Can't dispel it either, unfortunately. But, you know, you should be let go in, I look down at my non-existent watch, an hour or so.
Oh, well, shit. Alright.
What's shit?
I don't want to be stuck. I've got to use the restroom.
Oh. I cast Disintegrate on the force cage.
Thank you! Dissipating. The guy, like, stretches himself out and goes, oh!
Listen, I'm not a monster.
He turns
Do
you mind? I'm just gonna...
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
Yeah, yes?
Remember my kindness in this moment.
I very much appreciate it. I'm gonna leave the country after I go take a whiz, if you don't mind. He just kind of nods and kind of like turns and starts jogging down the road like, oh shit, I gotta pee, no. He ducks into another corner.
Don't worry, Maya. You just missed probably the scariest thing to happen in a teenage boy's life.
What happened?
They force caged a poor kid.
Pardon?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worried about it.
Sigrun, as you're kind of looking at your axe, kind of mentally trying to figure out what just happened with the unattuned thing, getting distracted on the whole situation, you just kind of turn as you see a little dwarf running away.
Don't worry, he's not a minor in his culture.
To be fair, he did say he was trying to steal from us.
True.
True.
I wouldn't notice. I don't have that much money.
As you all pat yourself down from earlier, you notice no gold's missing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as you lot continue walking about, one of the guards kind of walks over, kind of almost like he seems to seek in towards you, your party, and goes, the Lord and Lord Hawken, Lady Sigrun, Bjorn Neko, and the headmaster, I don't have another name for that, are being requested. I'm going to assume that's you, as he looks at Hawken and then the rest of the party.
Yes, are the rest of my companions allowed to join?
I don't care.
All right then.
Excuse yourself, sir.
Yes.
You got his title wrong.
I was gonna say, aren't I a lord?
He pulls out the paper and looks at it and goes, it says Lord Hawken here. I'm just reading the orders. As he hands you the paper.
It's been so recent since I've gone. That's King Hawken, please.
Oh, my apologies, King Hawken. I follow orders here. I'm not usually the type. And he takes the paper back and kind of puts it away and goes, if you'll all follow me. And he starts to walk you a lot.
There's some old proverb about shooting a messenger, but I can't remember what it was.
The dwarf
I believe you're looking for don't shoot the messenger.
Nah, that can't be it.
The dwarf comments and goes, "You shouldn't shoot the messenger when you're in when you're in their home city. That's my piece of advice."
Headmaster just contemplates this as he walks forward.
I like how both of us just went, eh.
I did the same thing.
As he kind of brings you up towards the castle, kind of walking through, giving orders to troops, he kind of continues to bring you through. You walk through gorgeous sculptures, people of wealth, even the lowest of the low. You don't see any beggars. You see food. It looks to be plentiful. Prices, surprisingly, other than for magical equipment, are really low. Most things only costing like a copper for food, and for raw materials being extremely cheap as you walk around or continue following this dwarf. Okay. As he continues to lead you through, though, more and more ornate designs, walls, cities, and he walks you up to the castle itself, and he goes, as it opens up to this large staircase, about 3-4 flights of stairs to go up, leading up to it, that have been on either side seem to have dwarven warriors carved into stone guarding it in a sense. Golems you see kind of spouted about the front gardens in front of the castle, all looking to be fully able to be activated and cleaned and worked on the daily. Just from this distance, as you walk through, you count roughly 100 that you can see from as you all are walking through the gardens to the main castle. The guard kind of turns to you a lot and goes, before you meet with the council, you're going to be asked to bathe, eat, find yourself some accommodations for the moment. He kind of thinks for a second, goes, liegeness? Lordship? I don't know. He's not ready for you yet, but should be soon. If you'll follow me, I'll show you to the rooms that you will be given and the baths that the bathing room you'll be given.
Can I just think about the any information about this city from what I might have learned in the past?
Yeah, you can give me a history check.
So now, history is intelligence, yeah? Yeah.
Yes.
And so I've forgotten until now that dwarves are a favorite enemy of mine, which means I get intelligence on. I get advantage on intelligence checks that recall information about them.
Okay. Yeah.
Would this count?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I feel I could have used this so many times. However, I've just now realized that. That will be a 24.
And you're trying to figure out what exactly, just to make clear.
I want to know kind of just I want to know about this city that we're in.
Okay. So Sconmish historically would be known to be a city where that was controlled by 3 families, who were known to be the 3 families, just normally called that. They were a group of merchants who rose to power through corrupt means. Scottmish is famously a city that was under the control of what was generally considered a crime syndicate. Many of the residents there were either part of the crime syndicate or afraid to leave their homes at night. It was not uncommon to find, previously, for stalls and buildings to just be ransacked and destroyed for the toll collection and tax collection of the city. It is a city that if you have a lot of gold, you will do very well in, assuming you don't piss off the wrong people. But if you do not have any gold, this is not a city you want to be caught dead in at night. Historically, at least. The three families, though, that you would have rolled to know that rule it is the crime lord Ad-Azar, who is famously a old silver mason. He's one of the older dwarves, or Vadan, of the three families. There is Bara Elg, who is famously known for looking more elvish than dwarvish, though she hates when people comment on that. And the last was Gara Gare, supposedly the man who would hunt and sell both dragons, Tarrasques, some believed, or at least this is what he claims. He is a slaver, and in the worst kind, as he treats both humanoids and animals as the same. He is also the only one that you have enough information on to know that he also has a direct connection to the Heli, as he is one of their lead merchants, which is one of the reasons he's been kept in power for so long. The city of Scottmish, though, is known not to have the largest military force because it is a city ran by criminals. However, the criminal families number roughly almost 1,600 soldiers each, or altogether, and have been known to work together almost on a constant when it comes to outside threats. They are almost an unofficial legion with each of these families for their size and capabilities. Beyond that, you don't get much else.
All right, that's good to know. So, accommodation then.
Yeah, he nods and brings you all up the stairs. They seem to start to. At first, you see 4 flights, but they seem to shrink down to 3, and then 2, and then 1 as you finally reach the top, entering into the castle itself. The guard takes you off to the right, heading down towards a long hallway with, again, more statues, ornate designs, shelves upon shelves of books, minerals, other things on display. As you lot finally come to the end of the hallway, a simple door that's about 5 feet tall stands in front of him as he opens it up, and he looks at each of you and says, if you will enter, your accommodations will be inside. I will come and collect you once the time is at.
All right. I guess we'll head into the room.
He nods and goes, and as you all start to slowly walk in, Sigrun ducking, Lucius ducking. Pretty much I think everyone has to duck to get under a 5-foot door frame. Except for Benjamin, at least.
I'm fine. Me and Benjamin are good.
Oh,
We
okay.
fit.
All right, yeah, finally for once, Carl, a door shaped for you as you walk through. As the rest of you slowly have to duck or bend almost halfway over to crawl through, it opens up into a massively ornate and gorgeous fountain that seems to spew hot water, a large basin in the center of the room that looks to be set up for bathing, 2 rooms that seem to go off to the side that both have curtain walls, and then what looks to be beyond it immediately a force field of sorts that seems to block the mist from going into the room behind, like straight in front of you all, behind the fountain. That seems to have beds and like little cubbies for what you can only imagine to be equipment. It looks to be a full setup for a guest house, basically, with a grand bath.
Would anyone mind attempting to see if there's anybody scrying in on us in this room?
You see as the door shuts behind you, he doesn't even answer you.
No, I'm not asking him.
Oh, okay. Sorry, what was your question again?
If anybody would, well, really kind of just talking to the party, can anybody check to see if we are being scried upon in this guest room?
Well,
Not that kind of caster, sorry.
We can
Yeah,
try.
Best
it-
I could do is investigate to look for magic items, but
Being as we are in
I'll cast
this city.
Detect Magic.
The entirety of this room is magical. It's a pocket plane, is what you realize, making the entirety of the castle a magic item of some sort. It creates its own little pocket planes for people visiting. It looks to be that whoever's attuned to this item is capable of seeing everything throughout the castle at all times. So there's no scrying spell, but
Yeah, I reach into one of my bags and take out a fistful of diamond dust and first go over to the king and sprinkle a little bit on him and cast non-detection. Go over to Sigrun, sprinkled on her, non-detection.
Nice.
And one by one, when I get to Adran, I just kind of like puff it in his face and cast non-detection. Try and make him sneeze a little bit, but
Well, I'm kind of wearing.
What did he do?
It's like don't like.
I don't know.
Don't,
It's
not
funny
be-
to see knights like caught off guard.
Oh, that's true. That is
Adrian,
fair.
give me a con check to see if you react.
Inhale the non-detection dust. Your lungs become
me too.
undetectable.
22?
Yep.
Yeah, as you go, Headmaster, and you blow the diamond dust into his face, Adrian just seems to stare at you as it happens, as it kind of slowly coats his face and makes it sparkle.
He's
You know,
immune
good
to
on him.
sneezing.
Damn, I'll give him a little wink. We cannot be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through any magical scrying sensors or.
Okay.
So like we just come up as invisible.
Yeah, I got you. All right, yeah, you all suddenly you've got the diamond dust kind of scattered throughout your hair / fur for most of you.
For I'm sparkly.
Very good. Very good. Now we can relax, enjoy ourselves, maybe even peek around.
Odd.
Should we?
Hawken,
What?
I would hope that someone of your status would not be so much as a degenerate to go and try and walk around and see what they may find like this. This is a bathroom.
Huh?
Hawken,
I'm
you
gonna go
suddenly
to the
realize. Oh, yeah, go ahead, Adrian. What's up?
I'm gonna go through the long effort of taking off my plate armor.
Yeah, no worries. As you start to take it off, setting it aside, you watch as it suddenly disappears as you set it down and see it reappear across the room in the forest field room in a cubby just sitting there.
I
That
guess,
works.
guess I haven't. I guess I should wash the ash and soot off from that town.
What's up, Sigrun? What was your comment?
I was gonna say, to clarify, is this like a communal bath thing? Just curious.
It looks to be just a grand bath. Yeah, there's no walls. There's a
Oh.
massive fountain in the center that's spewing hot
Oh.
water. And
This reminds me of home back in the Scruffy Lands when we'd find those hot springs, and it was just anyone who could fit got in. And if there wasn't room, you either waited or you shoved out a poor unfortunate soul who was caught off guard and made room. Fond memories.
Look, Agent's gonna bathe with no shame. He's a commoner. He's done this a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Actually,
if people are going to bathe, Sigrun
other
would go
than
to bathe.
Sigrun, Lucius, and Hawken, the rest of you have never seen a communal bath like this before. This is something usually only for nobles. Because of the fact that these are only created via magic, there is no natural capability to make a hot spring in the Dwarven lands, especially. So yeah, other than Sigrun and Hawken and Lucius, who would have experience dealing with nobility and something of this sort, the rest of you, this is basically like being treated as a noble. You are getting the highest standard of kindness.
I meant more like being naked in front of other people.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, Sigrun would just be like preparing to take off her like wearable jewelry
belt?
and her belt, single belt with the bear skull and bone, just like, and she would still just be covered at first. It's not like there's much to see.
Sigrun, you're naked! Oh my god!
Sudden
Why are you
realization.
staring?
Hawkins just gets
Aren't
a
you
1,000-eye
close to
stare
someone?
as he realizes this entire time he's been staring at Sigrun's back as in combat or standing by her side. She's been naked in combat.
All
Yeah,
those
it's almost
times I
like she's
shot between your
shirtless.
legs.
Hey yo! Hey yo!
Carl hearing this for the first time. No,
I mean, Lord
comment.
Hawkins, that's what you're into.
Dear God.
Listen, I know I'm bad at the common. That's it. I don't think that came out how you meant it, Hawkins. And she's like laughing as she like gets into the water. Just all these layers of dirt and blood that'll probably be coming off.
Yeah, you all watch as it starts to dissipate into the water for a moment and almost immediately clears as a magical effect takes place, cleaning the water itself. Sigrun, you gain 10 temporary HP that you have until your next long rest.
Yo,
As
that's
you
actually
suddenly
good.
feel relaxed, the smell, the aroma from the mineral-rich water starts to kind of cause your entire body to just soothe into it.
All right, let's play along, gentlemen, but keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep the toothless beholder nearby, but I'm also going to go in.
Okay. Let's see as Lucius kind of takes all of his clothes off except for his belt with the one dagger on his hand, on his belt. I believe it's a dagger, correct?
The toothless beholder is a morning star.
Oh yeah, so rather with the morning star still on his belt, kind of sitting into the water. The belt doesn't seem to be affected, and the morning star immediately looks cleaned. As again, same effect as each of you slide in.
I should clean my weapons off as well.
I
It's
will
got a
mention,
lot of
as
blood.
you look about, you do all notice Carl has disappeared.
Someone was too shy.
But you do see Benjamin kind of just floating in the water with little
Oh, did he cast invisibility?
yeah, you see little Benjamin just floating with a little loofah on his shell.
I go to like scoop
Do I-
up Benjamin.
do I
go to
smell
scoop
Carl?
him up.
Yeah, you can smell him in the room still.
Gotcha. He
I wanna
doesn't want to
s-
show
I
his
wanna-
face. That's a thing. I forgot.
I want to scoop up Benjamin.
Yeah, you do.
he's
Just
He
a little
come-
guy.
He kind of looks at you and just starts nodding his head up and down in reaction as you pick him up.
Benjamin, you'll always know what to say. And I put him back in the water gently.
He starts to float around doing loops. Yeah, so as Adrian, as you get in, the water begins to relax, your muscles start to relax again. Yeah, same thing as each of you gain that plus 10 temp HP. You all start to relax in the waters that continue to pour and clean themselves. And you all finally find yourself with a time to talk. As you can hear Carl in one of the other rooms scrubbing, as you can hear the sounds of something scrubbing. Yeah, you don't. You none of you spell
Carl,
them.
you're missing out. This water is like the best water I've ever been in. And I've been in a lot of water in my day.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I like making sure I'm completely clean. I gotta, spend
That's
maybe
the
2
point of the water, friend. It is magic.
No, Sigrun, he's shy. He doesn't like being naked in front of other people.
Yeah, from this distance, you can kind of see not Carl, but just bubbles like soap lathered being applied and kind of floating in the air in one of the side rooms that has a couple leather curtains that just don't go far enough down.
I don't get what there is to be ashamed of. He has a body. The bodies are just bodies.
Yeah, but
I've seen a lot of them dead, and a lot of them unclothed.
A cultural difference. A cultural difference.
It's always cultural difference, isn't it? Then again, I suppose you all are a lot more exposed as she laughs and runs a hand through her mane.
A few minutes go by, and you see as Carl comes out as a blonde-haired, green-eyed Nord.
Oh.
Carl, you see from your perspective, you watch as Benjamin kind of comes trotting in and seems to nod his head, and then suddenly your invisibility drops and you see pale skin. You're pink and peachy.
I will pick up Benjamin, head back to the bath.
All right, as you come in, you all see as this somewhat short, but very average-looking Nord comes in, fully scrubbed down and clean, holding Benjamin.
Ah, so that's what you look like, Carl. Glad to
Sigrun-
finally make your acquaintance.
Sigrun jokingly does like a cat whistle when he enters.
Yes.
If it isn't the man of the party.
Yes. Sorry. Had a bit of. I had what I thought was a stain on like my back of my leg. It was, turns out it was not the birthmark. Never realized it.
Couldn't you just clean it off in here with the rest of us?
Where I'm from, we kind of bathe separately unless you're with family. And seeing as
Are we not family? Brothers in arms, united by trying not to die together.
I think he means blood family.
We could form a blood pact if that makes you feel better.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of with Sigrun here. Sometimes you're closer to those not related by blood.
Well, it's hard to be close to those that are dead as well.
I suppose.
I will mention, as you look about, the headmaster is nowhere to be seen. You're not sure if he cast invisibility on himself as well, or if he's somewhere else
These
in the
damn
room.
magic types.
Yeah.
So shy. So modest.
Listen, hey, some people don't want to be seen naked. I'm okay with that, you know? And we know the headmaster had some things he probably didn't want to share with us, as per what happened with the Pit Fiend, so I assume this is just another thing he needs to keep to himself, and I'm fine with that. Everyone's entitled to their own secrets. Sometimes.
I mean,
the headmaster is one of those exceptions, correct?
He's got a lot of them, though. I don't think that's a secret to anyone. He's a very powerful, very mysterious man.
Well, hey. People can know someone has secrets, just not what the secrets are. However, we've got something to talk about. How do we feel about this dwarven prince? This lord of this town? Prince Viatic, who's embedded himself in a criminal organization.
To the very strong philosophy that until proven otherwise, you should always err on the side of caution when it comes to these nobility types. They don't tend to mean well in most cases.
Well, you could, I mean, I know that.
I mean, you are yourself, though, a king, so perhaps to you it is different. But speaking as an ex-soldier and, warrior, and in more of the common folk type, they never mean well to us, usually.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that's been your experience, but your experiences are also very much real and true. I can't really fault that. There's some awful people out there. But in terms of assisting our own kingdom, I suppose Viatic might help disrupt supply lines more so than we can to his brother, perhaps, Ogain. Since Ogain is currently going to be assisting my brother in attacking me, if we can make alliance, perhaps, he will start, doing some stuff, or maybe asking permission from his criminal friends to maybe step in and disrupt some supply lines, do some stuff.
I'm not as skilled as our dear friend who has passed was, but I do know the tongue of the thieves. If we would want to go out and seek audience with individual people, I might be able to commune with said people. Okay, I speak thieves can't.
No, I understand that. Although it seems more likely than not, this Prince Viatic may be a puppet to these people. However, I don't know for sure. If so, then it might be beneficial just to put him in power of these dwarven lands and let them hash it out.
Or it's like most criminal relationships, and they're using each other equally. Who knows who has the upper hand?
If he is a puppet, or if he is a puppet, or the criminals run shit, I can make a safe assumption that their interest probably lies in money, and if that is the case, I should be able to help to a degree with that. As
Of
she like
course.
toys with the necklace.
There's also always the option of trying to turn them against each other.
That too.
I guess we'll see whichever situation presents itself. Yes, Adrian.
That's probably our safest option. It's not exactly safe to give a criminal a lot of power, but if we let them deal with each other, the various princes, well, whoever's left will be easier to deal with.
I suppose. Just remember, these families have been working together for a very long time on threats outside of the city. They do war against each other,
but-
they do go against each other, but in times of, well, these, they'll probably be sticking together. It might be difficult to
I'm
build
an
apart.
enemy.
Well, no. You misunderstand, King Hawken. My recommendation is not to let the criminal families fight against each other. It's to let the three princes finish their battle before we make a move.
Mm.
Whoever's left will be easiest to deal with.
That's true.
Unless we help one
But
of them win
really-
and in turn indebted
Yes, but you
to
see,
us.
the thing is that I don't want Ogain to win. He's the enemy, and if he wins, then that's a force that my brother has.
Yes, but no matter
Yes.
what, even if Ogain wins, it'll still be weakened. And if we pick a side and lose, well, that's just not going to end well.
Well, if he's sided with Hawken's brother and Hawken's brother plans to kill him, if we side with this prince or not, won't Ogain have it out for us anyway? Won't he want to crush us whenever convenient? If he was neutral, I would see the concern, but if he's already sided with an enemy of ours, if we side with an enemy of his, it's basically equal footing.
I would have rather sided with Princess Tina, but as you could see, that didn't work out. She was my first option, but well, now it's up to me to see if I can get Prince Viatic on our side. Well, up to us. And if that doesn't work, well then, I'll have to look elsewhere for allies, because I can't ally with Mir, nor Ogain as well.
Well,
He's
I know
opposed.
it
Well,
might not be.
actually, I know you'd need Mir, well, dealt with, although I don't know why. But temporary alliances when dealing with him later is always an option.
I do not want to risk him getting stronger. That is the problem.
No, he won't be. He has to fight Ogain, who has more He has to fight Ogain, who simply has more soldiers. He's not going to come out better than he is currently.
Mir is missing, though. I do not know where even to start looking for him. He teleported right as we were fighting the Orc Queen, you know.
No, I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, yes, he did do that. He made things worse and then ran like a little baby.
Hmm.
If
I just,
you need an allies, political power maybe no, but if you need men and arms, again, it might not be within the realm of possibilities given all on our plate, but freeing my people and allying them under your kingdom is always an option, Hawken. They are, well, the Scrofe are an eager bunch when it comes to means of war. You know, even if our kingdom may be broken, if you give them weapons and tell them to fight for a cause, they will likely fight for the cause.
If we want other countries, I mean, a lot of countries have been destroyed, but there are still people left there that with nowhere to go.
That too. I bring up my people primarily because we almost all have training in weapons from a young age, and if magic casters are a concern, obviously my kind are sort of built to resist such effects, as you've seen.
Yes, I'll have to speak with House Seraphim about this matter. At least I can start with maybe freeing your people from their house.
I don't imagine they'll want to, but you can always try. They like their Scrofe slaves, though, I imagine. both out of practicality and a matter of pride, given we're natural enemies.
Well, I'd rather not lose an ally to gain another, if you understand that. I'd rather gain two.
You hear a knock at the door at that point.
Ah. It appears we're being
Ugh.
summoned.
The door
Time to
opens,
dress,
and
everyone.
there stands the short, young dwarf from earlier. As he opens the door and closes it behind him, as he walks in, not even waiting for a summon, as he kind of starts to strip down and climbs into the water, not looking at any of you as he does so, as he just settles
Ah,
down.
welcome.
I vibe with it. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This
It's a
was
communal
the dwarf that
From
wolf
earlier,
force
yeah,
prison?
that was in the force cage. Yep. He
So
just
who are
kind
you really?
he looks at each of you and goes, "Oh, I didn't introduce myself properly. I'm Prince Viatic."
Ah, hello.
By the
I'm
way, you're
Sigrun.
really bad at that whole being snuck up on thing. I could have easily stabbed you like 4 times. That headmaster fellow, I don't know where he went, but he's definitely a problem to deal with. Very good at catching us rogues. And he goes, I already know each of you. He kind of looks over at Sigrun and he goes, Princess Sigrun Bjorneko. I've met with Zarius a few times. He sends his regards and wishes that he can see you in the near future. And he looks over.
What a man.
He looks over and goes, Lucius, well, I know a lot about you, looking for your friend. I think I can give you something that might be of help for that. I'll have my servants hand it to you on your way out of the city.
I would appreciate that.
He nods and goes, I found out where your target is currently. And he kind of smiles. He looks over at Carl and goes, You're searching for magic. I have a book on any of the magical bloodlines that dates back prior to the Orc invasion, as well as during the Orc invasion. They didn't keep track of much, but our people did. I'm more than happy to part with it, as well as, well, I can't help you other two, other than you, of course, King Hawken, who may be interested in an alliance, but I imagine you have many questions for me.
Well, we'll see. So, what are you in relation to the 3 families? If you can say.
Their liege, the one who controls them, probably the scariest of the families to live in this city. Each of them are currently under threat of death, as well as their entire household under my control. But besides that, no problem.
That relieves worry. That relieves worry. For some, I was frightened that you would have been a puppet, and that would have been a lot more troublesome to deal with.
No, the princess, she was a puppet. Her female warriors forced her to fight. She really didn't want to. She was just looking to head south and go and retire into the Helly Lands, not because she particularly cared for them, but because it was the safest lands at the time. Woman didn't want to fight, didn't want an alliance. She just wanted to keep her people happy and alive. But, you've already killed her, so obviously that wasn't in the cards.
It appears not. I am sorry if I ruined anything by, with Ramgallen and stuff.
City was gonna fall. You or someone else would end up destroying it. Wasn't of my concern. A reasonable man. Setbacks happen, plans happen. I can't expect every piece on the board to move as I like.
So, thank you, Mom. I appreciate it.
You're
Sorry.
good. No, you can take a second, Cook, if you need to say something to your mom. No worries, man.
No, she just brought me some food.
Oh, okay.
But, so as you are currently in a battle with your brothers for rulership of these Dwarven Kingdom, yes?
No, not in the slightest.
No?
No, I have no interest in being king. Kings get stabbed so often. You've got at least 4 guys at your court that probably want to stab you. I guarantee it.
It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
Given the rumors I've heard, you're probably not going to live much longer to be at this rate. But that's neither my business nor anything I'll talk to. As far as it goes, I have no interest in getting involved with my brothers. They're all wanting to fight, kill. That's not how you rule a kingdom. You make your money, you keep your people alive, and you make it so that way you have too many people for anybody else to invade you because they're afraid of the army you can raise. That's how you win. My brothers are killing themselves, killing their men left and right with these pointless conflicts. attack on Thромgallan was more just a divergence to, or a diversion. Yeah, he goes, diversion. And he thinks for a second. And goes, as I was trying to find out something, which I confirmed my questions. Now, I guess to the point of business, as I see you all are completely unarmed, minus your friend there, which I assume, Lucius, you're not going to smack me with that mace, as I'm unarmed.
Nope, it was just in case.
Ah. Smart. I have rogues in this, inside here as we very much speak. One of them was watching your friend as he, was scrubbing himself down with soap, just in case we needed to kidnap or kill any of you. But, thankfully we
I
didn't
could
have to do
tell,
that.
and I just tap my nose.
He nods and goes, ah, blood hunters. But as my job is to have information and to know everything, I surprisingly don't know why you're here.
I want to kill your brothers. Specifically Mir.
He looks at you and goes, well, my brother is pretty easy to find. Currently he's trying to take Oventium for himself, like an idiot. He took his entire command, except for 4 or 5 soldiers, and decided to head to Oventium to try and take control of it. Haven't heard from him in about a week.
Getting to him might be problematic.
That's an
then.
understatement and a half.
So that's going to have to go on the back burner. Then, what do you know about the current ruler of House Windsor?
I assume you're not referring to yourself.
No.
The one who claims? Well, I can tell you he's not a Windsor. He's not alive. I sent mages there to check. I mean, he's not living. At least not they couldn't sense. He's got no vitals. You can't kill him from what I tried. I've tried poison. He drank a poison that should have killed a dragon. And I don't know how. And, because I won't lie to you, King Hawken. I was trying to destabilize your realm. I considered you very much a threat to my people. Still do, but right now we find ourselves as strange bedfellows, as you will.
Yes, I would rather be allied with you than against you, personally.
I'd rather not be dead. We can't
That's
have
fair.
everything we'd like, unfortunately, but if you're interested in finding him, that's where you've got to head. I don't know if he's still in Oventium, if he's dead.
Are you able to do anything about your brother Ogain disrupting supply lines? He is going to assist my brother in attacking me. I'd rather make it so that his army doesn't make it.
He looks at you and kind of nods. If you wish to kill my brother, that is no business of mine. You don't need my assistance for that. You already have the capabilities amongst yourselves. I would be of no use. As you can clearly see, I'm not a combat type person. I'm more of a, I like to stab you in the back and slit your throat kind of person. I mean, I'm bluntly obvious, gonna be honest with you. It's pretty simple. And I say this fully because of the fact that you won't get any alliance with me today. From my perspective, you're more an unstable force and a problem than anything else. But I'm not looking to fight you, if that benefits you in any way. I have no interest in a war anymore. I'm looking to just honestly enjoy running this city and continue to keep trade open. If you're here for a trade agreement, I'll sign that. I'm more than happy to ally with you on that. But military forces are not my capabilities or expertise. That would be my brother Mir, and as far as magical capabilities, well, you've seen Ogain.
Well, when war clears down on my end, I'll be sure to definitely open up some trade with you. Maybe even sooner rather than later.
He nods and goes, why not? And for the rest of you lot, is there anything I can be of assistance to you?
That book you were talking about, I would very much like it. If I do recall correctly, you said you are okay with parting, correct?
So long as you all are leaving my city, yes.
Well, you offered me that information, so I think that is all I need from you.
He nods. Ah, actually, I do have something that I was supposed to pass on. And he starts kind of scrounging about as he gets up and goes to where his clothes are still sitting by the door. He bends over, not even caring, as you see everything.
Oh, Lord.
He starts pulling things out, and finally pulls out a little piece of paper and starts reading out loud. And he starts to read in Giant as he goes through. It goes, to the lady Sigrun Bjornneko, I've requested your assistance in saving the last of the Scrofe from the mines underneath underneath the Heli capital. This is as quickly as possible, if possible. We are currently desperate and in need of supplies. And lastly, I ate your cat. I don't know if that means something, as he kind of folds up the letter. And I should mention, this is from a guy named... I'm gonna be honest, I don't think this is a real name. His name's King Sus. As he looks at it and kind of gives a slight giggle, and he kind of hands it over to Sigrun.
Yeah, she'll take it to read it. Cats.
It reads
I
the
never
same
had
thing.
Cat. She's
Oh,
like thinking really hard.
No, don't worry, Sigrid.
Unless they're talking about Temidar?
Sigrun, cat is another word for...
And it goes, no, hold up, that's not true in Scrofe culture, let me stop you right there. That is not a common phrase amongst their people, you will confuse Sigrun, don't do that.
I don't know what you're referring to, but I feel like I would know if it was in my language.
Cat. What else could it possibly be? Like, what could it possibly mean?
I was in ownership of a cat I wasn't aware I was in ownership of, and whoever this is got hungry and ate it. Listen, things happen when you're out in war, Hawken. Rations get low. The pets are the first to die. I've seen it.
You see
Men
as he
will
turns,
eat horses.
We're just gonna drop this, Sigrun. I have changed my mind. I'm not going deeper into this conversation. I guess next stop is to
I definitely
go
rank
see...
it on the top of my meat consumption.
Yes, and if we do help them and we free them again, that is extra men to our forces. And no offense, ones that have good weapon experience from birth, unless these are not the Scrofe I remember.
So what's Sigrun? They're under the capital of the Heli?
They said so in the mines. It would make sense. Scrofe are strong, durable, tolerable to bad conditions, not to mention, and she, shows off her hoof-like fingers. We are durable in places others people aren't.
you see as Viatic turns and bends over once more, picking up something out of his bag and kind of hands it to Sigrun. And Sigrun, as he hands it to you, you get a large skull, almost human-sized, as he hands it to you, with a bit more of a narrowed muzzle, similar to of a cat skull, but yeah, definitely larger as he hands it over to you, and he goes, this came with it. The person who delivered the letter was a tan fellow, big sword, cloak. Said he had a problem with horned people. I didn't ask anything. I paid him and he left, so I don't know.
The skull, Royce, does it look tabaxi-like?
I mean, it's cat-shaped. You can roll to see if it is. That'd be a nature check or an animal handling check.
Let me see which is higher.
Can I also roll?
Yeah.
I will roll an animal handling check once I get
Did you say nature?
The proper die.
Yeah, nature or animal handling, yep.
Since it's a skull, is it considered information of undead?
Sure.
Cool. Okay.
I guess I'll roll animal handling.
That is a non-natural 20 for animal handling.
Okay.
I got a natural 20 for a 23.
Oh.
I got a 22 on
Damn.
nature.
Damn.
I got 11.
Yeah, it's definitely a tabaxi skull.
No, they killed Temidar.
It's too big to be something else.
Alright.
So,
I guess I have to put my sights on the dwarven side of things on hold for now until Mir comes back or something else of that such.
You think Mir's coming back? You got more balls than I do. And at that, he kind of steps up, stands straight up, looking at each of you as he's standing out of the water, about a good few feet above you. He kind of turns and goes, "Well, enjoy your bath. I'm off to go figure out where the hell that headmaster fellow is hiding and skulking around in my stuff. I swear to God, if you can hear me, headmaster, I will find you." He starts walking. He goes,
Unless he finds you first.
he just picks up his gear and opens the door and starts walking off.
Is he still naked?
Yep.
Like
Alright,
that makes
door
it-
naked.
So I will leave this choice. We could go and try to kill Ogum, or we can go save Sigrun's people. I assume the answer is going to be Sigrun's people.
My vote obviously is biased to helping my people and acquiring more forces, yes.
If our
Right.
people are on that much of a
Lucius
time,
would be down to help Sigrun.
yeah, let's give it a shot.
It's about time. I don't, shall we go in with disguises? No, never mind. What the hell? Most of the hell are already against me. Might as well cause some more
I
trouble.
mean,
I mean, I can disguise, but it might be a little more threatening than.
I can get rid of
Yes.
all the extra on my plate armor. I'll just look like another soldier.
if we want to go in subtly, you'll want to send me in separate. Even if you disguise me to look furless, I imagine an 8-foot tall human elf, whatever you made me look like, would draw attention.
Carl, you can cast sending, correct?
Yes, I can cast sending.
And you'd be able to communicate with Sigrun and Sigrun back to you, yeah? Or is it just one way?
It would be two-way. We would be able to message each other back and forth.
Good. Sigrun, here's what I'm thinking. We sell you into those mines, so we will be able to get in there and see on the inside any vulnerabilities, things that we can exploit. And we'll be around. But it might be easier to have some people inside and out.
Yes. I think this plan is good. I only have two main concerns with this, which I think you will find are good ones to have. One, my items, I would not like to be separated from them, mostly
Is in
because
pocket.
likely they'll deactivate. I'm not sure how we could smuggle them in on me. My fur is not that dense. I've tried. Second, in the off chance that I'm recognized, given the last interaction I had on afoot heli soil, there might be a chance out of spite. They don't send me into the mines, they send me to be a personal slave in the castle or something to that degree. In which case, it is not like it'll ruin the entire plan, but it makes things more difficult if I am being looked over by the high society.
Well, Sigrun, let me ask you this. What could we do to disguise you to make you not look like yourself, but just an ordinary Scrove?
Well, let's
I mean-
see. The patterning on my fur is from my... Well, she kind of looks at Carl and Adrian like, I don't know if you've heard. I died, and then I came back as undead, and now I'm alive again. It's a thing. The patterning, I suppose a lot of my jewelry, which I could take out, a lot of that, stands out, and
I
she
would
gestures to the
recommend-
wolf armband.
I would recommend leaving jewelry behind, as that's what they'll probably take. I'm gonna assume they're gonna try to strip you of anything that makes you you anyway.
Oh, of course. I mean, if they left any jewelry, it'd be the bone kind. But I imagine if they want to really break down the scroll face, they'll take that. Our jewelry and our mains mean a lot to us in a matter of pride. Not as much as other things. We're not so superficial, but yes.
Oh, then I'll also ask you, how much do you want to be worth? Because we're gonna have to sell you.
I mean, if we're going to sell me as a normal Scrofey, a reasonable price, if you want to advertise to them that you have the great Sigrun, who has sworn to kill all their nobles and burn their bloodlines into the ground, I hope I'm at least worth, like, At 10,000, I want to be worth a lot. You've got to really sell it if we're going that route.
I suppose we'll play it off that you're just a Scrofe. You're a Scrofe. We found. We traveled for
The
a
only-
bit, but
We would have to just, yes, alter my appearance if to a good degree, because if I look too similar, I imagine they're aware I'm traveling with you, which means if they ask questions, you'll have to lie that, say I died or something to that degree. Or they might put two and
this
two
is a
together.
Scrofe. Her name is Sigrun. And I'm here to sell her. Does that sound good? Good.
She's so good.
The name is not exactly uncommon, but if we're trying to not draw suspicion, it might be best to change it.
I could even just play it off that I don't know your name.
Or if you want to go the whole that you're suddenly into the slavery thing, it would probably be bad to be personable. Slavers don't tend to care, in my experience.
Yes, which is also why I'm probably going to disguise myself. I don't want to be seen as, King Hawk, and at least that's
That
what the
too,
ring's here
that too.
for anyway.
Carl, I feel, can pass. With or without the mask, you are pretty innocuous. And then you, Adrian, if you take off, like you said, your fancier parts of your armor, you would look just like a bodyguard for a slaver, which are common to have. As far as I'm aware, anyway.
I will mention at this point, you watch as the headmaster does come back into comes out of one of the side rooms where you saw Carl come out of earlier when he was kind of scrubbing himself down, alongside the half-orc, half-Goliath, now fully outfitted in leather gear, up from top to bottom.
Welcome. Headmaster, I have a question for you.
Sure. Are you all aware there's a naked dwarf walking around?
Yes.
Oh, yes, the
Outside the-
prince. We
Yes.
spoke to him.
Okay.
You'll
He
hear
was
in the
looking for
distance.
you.
To make sure, he was kind of lurking out there.
You all hear in the distance.
Yes.
Headmaster, I will find you.
He's got it out for you a little bit, so maybe hush hush on the
Oh.
voice.
Good to know.
She chuckles.
He seems to be convinced going through his things right now. So
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
I mean, if you are out thieving the thief, I mean that's kind of on him.
Indeed. Now, what can I do for you, Sigrun?
I am not aware, A, your magic limits specifically, or B, much about magic in general, but if we are talking about plans to do a little bit of rescuing for some very valuable allies, the plan was potentially for me to go undercover. The appearance part shouldn't be an issue. My concern is my items, as she gestures over to her, very obvious, axe and all that stuff. Would there be a way to either make them invisible but not me, or to hide them in a little pocket space, like a bag of holding or something, for a duration? I don't wish to go in unarmed.
Well, of course. May I see your items?
Yeah, she'll she is naked in the bath, but she'll stand out, shake a bit of the water off, and will grab up her items and bring them over for you to inspect. Specifically, the ones she points out are her Axe of the Stone Lords, the Pickaxe of Aventia, and then she gestures to a ring on her finger that she's always wearing, which is the Ring of Growth.
Bubbles whispers in your head, Headmaster, and says, "Why not put them in a bag of the Dreadnought and put a greater invisibility rune on it so it can't be easily seen?"
oh,
An interesting
man.
proposition. I'll add on to it. I put them in a bag of the Dreadnought, and then what's the spell called? Let me find it real quick.
You all
Oh,
see
okay.
as Headmaster starts digging, pulls out his book, starts flipping pages of draconic scribbles.
Yes,
illegible to
just
most of you.
watching with interest because she doesn't know much about magic.
Yeah, this will just take a moment, ladies and gentlemen. While I'm looking for this. Oh, never mind, found it. Yeah, I'll take the bag of the dreadnought and I'll take out of one of my mini pouches at my side a large sapphire about the size of my fist, and I'll put it up to my forehead, and the bag of the dreadnought disappears and the sapphire glows. And I hand Sigrun the sapphire. Actually, I'll place it against. I mean, you have jewelry like all over you, right?
Oh yeah, it's like she's got piercings all on her face, rings on her finger, stuff on her tail
Yeah.
and her mane, like bracelets and armbands.
I'll take this sapphire and reach it towards you, and as I do so, it shrinks to about the size of a pea, and replace one of the gems and one of your many piercings with it. And I go, when you need your items, just speak the name Bag of the Dreadnought and crush this gem. Also, you're welcome for the Bag of the Dreadnought. That is an infinite bag of holding.
Oh, I was going to say I am not familiar with this Bag of Dreadnought, but if that is the case, I thank you kindly.
Yes.
She
are you
like
all
nods her
aware
head
with
to you.
what an astral dreadnought is?
Royce would Sigrun know.
No, none of the party would have any idea.
Nope. She shakes her head.
I know. No.
Whatever you do, do not turn that bag inside out.
I imagine it is similar to when you put a bag of holding inside another bag of holding and bad shit happens.
No, it's worse. It's much
Ah.
worse.
Got it.
But as long as you don't do that, you should be fine.
It
Do you wish for
sounds good
any
to me.
magical enhancements before you go into these mines?
If you could boost my agileness, my dexterity, it would be welcome to have better reflexes. Other than that, I mean, I'm pretty strong and I am fairly sturdy. She like just kind of looks down at herself, you know, the markings of scars that she has survived, like the chest scars that look like death scars that she's, you know, they're healed up fine. She's a very big, stocky woman. Yeah, she just like shrugs.
So you wish to be stealthy?
It is part of what I've been dabbling in alongside my normal scruffy fighting is not so much being quiet and unnoticed, although I have acquired the ability to walk quiet. It is more the ability to stab without notice or to target vital parts. I have, in my recent endeavors, adventures, whatever you want to call it, when I attack, I've found I have done much better damage when I adopt roguish methods such as, you know, stabbing in the back, so to speak, targeting organs there. AKA, I have multi-class and I have sneak attack.
Okay. Well, listen. I can make you more sneaky, or I can make you more agile, or, you know, I can just turn you into something that is more sneaky and agile than you are.
Well, what do you mean by a turn? As in like a, what is the spell? The polymorphs?
Oh, similar, yes, but not.
I mean,
so
if you
easy.
can turn me into like an animal that could go into the mines without the whole selling me thing and potentially being put somewhere else in the mines. That solves a lot of my concerns with the plan. There's always a chance they don't put me in the mines, which is the major issue currently. I suppose also if you make me stealthier, especially since I am not the most well-trained, I could also sneak into the mines, which is beneficial.
Sigrun, I can cast Path Without Trace. We'll be okay.
Ah, yes, that would be useful. Probably more so for you if I'm going undercover, since you won't have a reason to be there unless you talk your way into it, I suppose. Could you ask them for a tour? Maybe. She like chuckles a bit.
You know, I'm almost half debating not even being the one that sells you. I might have Audrin sell you, and me just sneak around and sneak in with you.
True. Or Carl, I don't think they'll know your face.
Oh, you know, Lucius knows how to be a noble.
That too.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, Lucius, you might be able... I'll probably have it so you're going to sell Sigrun, and I'll sneak inside the mines as well to try to organize them along with Sigrun. Hopefully going undetected. We'll break out from the inside while you guys try to do your thing on the outside. The signal will be... well, you might figure it out. Because I don't know what it's going to be just yet.
AK, we'll figure it out later out of character.
Need someone to do the selling. I got a nifty trick for that.
No?
Adrian kind of clicks his fingers, and he looks like a heli.
Oh. Well, that is
His
very
hair-
useful.
His hair turns a little lighter, his skin becomes more grayish.
Then you could, just pretend you live there, or you're a traveler who picked me up and, selling me to them.
Yeah, easy enough as he clicks his fingers and changes back.
How well do you know heli culture, Adrian?
Very.
You're well attuned to it?
I've moved through the lands a few times.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if we have Adrian going alone to look like a heli, unless we are, again, worried about them knowing who I am, you would not need to disguise me. You could simply make me look beat up and ragged and be like, I found her in the battlefield abandoned by her party and I took her in, and they'll probably buy it. Assume the new king moved on or whatever it is.
No objections? This sounds like a pretty solid plan, and whatever we haven't figured out, we'll figure along the way, as all the best plans do, right?
Yes, I mean, the main weapons of my concern are safely kept, thanks to our friend here, and any other weapons I'm concerned about, I can give them to Adrian, yeah? You would not look suspicious for you to be carrying goods I had on me, if you are my slaver.
So you wanted to make it look like you were roughed up?
Well, if I am to be captured, then under the pretense that it is me, unless they are underestimating my abilities, they would have to safely assume I was quite bested to be captured. I've, back before tragic events occurred and the kingdom fell apart, before I helped at Dragon's Gate along with the Tiefling Empire and all that, I fought heli among my own people, and let's just say, there were many attempts to capture me, and all of those slavers died brutal deaths.
I see.
And she smiles.
So the final plan is Adrian to sell you.
Seems so.
Okay. Don't get mad
And
at
if-
me. And before Sigrun can even react, I'm just going to throw a punch.
Like,
All
now
right.
we're in the bathhouse, we're not even there.
Here right now.
All right, Lucius, non-lethal damage. Let's see if you can hit.
I mean, probably my
It's
AC is
a
not
26.
the highest. Yeah, that definitely hits. My
Alright.
AC is not high. I'm
Non-lethal
just,
damage.
It's just 6 bludgeoning.
Yeah, Sigrun, as you turn, as Hawkins seems, not Hawk, as Lucius kind of climbs out of
My
the
temp HP.
the bath, steps up and just walks over to you without any real signs of conflict. Just suddenly stalks you right in the eye. You got your eye starts to swell a little bit, darkening around it. It's noticeable to those who look for it, but it's not noticeable normally. It seems as it's kind of covered by your fur.
like, mechanically, is I still have temp HP, so for Sigrun, she's perfectly fine, but I'm sure to everyone else, it looks like she just took, like, a big hit. But she's just, like, she just shrugs it off and, like, kind of touches the eye, and she's like, no, I mean, the bruises don't really show in Scrofey fur. I was more meaning, like, roughing up my fur and covering myself in dirt and blood, but I guess it works. Man, you pack a punch, Lucius. Remind me not to piss you off.
Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah, she just, like, seems fine despite being fucking decked suddenly. Taking it in stride. My temp HP. Sag. But yes, my only concern is as for how the rest of you will get into the mines. But I assume, Hawken, you'll be passing without a trace and just sneaking in after us then.
I guess we have our heading. Let's leave this place.
And I was just enjoying the bathwater.
Luxury comes after war.
I suppose that is a very correct saying.
Well,
Although,
normally more work comes after war.
I was going to say luxury is not usually a style of mine. As she's putting on her fur, like, tribal, like, belt for her clothes and, like, putting the rest of her gear back on.
Yeah, as you slowly start to get your gear back on, each of you, you find that it seems to be slightly warmed and cleaned, many of the smells having dissipated from it, as you all start to slowly dress. About an hour goes by, because as many of you still wear plate, or a couple of you do wear plate, it will take a time. You finally get your stuff together and put on with all your equipment, or kind of gather together, right, getting ready to head out. As the doors open, though, Prince Viatic seems to be standing on, standing outside the door, fully dressed this time, wearing a proper little iron crown on his head that looks very simple. As he just nods to you and hands Carl a book, and then seems to kind of shake Lucius's hand as he hands him a note, and then just kind of nods as each of you walk or start to head off.
Silver nods back.
Would like to read the note.
Yeah, one sec.
Out loud?
Well,
Do
no,
tell. Damn.
not yet. Let me see what it is first.
Hey, my note got read out loud, bro. It's only fair.
Here's the
The
giant.
headmaster, distracted as he may be, will reach down and, through magic, literally pluck the nose off this guy and go, "Got your nose."
He just looks up at you with like a deadpan, annoyed expression and goes, "Really?"
Does he, like, feel his face?
Sorry, I heard you were worried I'd take your shit, so I figured that it would be funny too.
He nods and goes, "Yeah, uh-huh. Have a good day," as he turns and starts to walk off.
Your nose is filthy, by the way. You should clean it.
You just see the traditional flip off of the dwarven ring finger towards you, insulting you and your entire bloodline. It's a common term for nobles to use at each other when they don't like each other. So,
If it makes you feel any better, I thought it was funny.
So yeah, Sigrun's just like at all like, I've only ever seen the the joke version of that. You can literally steal people's noses? That
You've
is
never-
incredible!
You've never ripped someone's nose off before?
Well, I mean, but ripping it off's different from magicking it away. I mean, it still brings horror and, you know, disgust, but you can't, like, put it back. I can't hold someone's nose ransom. I could just take it. And I prefer beheading at that point. It's less effort to take the whole head.
As you lot all start kind of walking out, though, continuing on, coming into, as you head out towards the main city, the gates seem to be opened up. The guards seem to kind of watch you lot as you start heading out into the main city. Damn it, Carl. One sec. As you all look, continuing on through the city, heading towards the main road, a lot of the merchants seem to kind of ignore you now. Many of the soldiers kind of keeping their distance from you a lot.
I would like to catch up to Hawken to walk next to him.
Okay. Yeah, you come jogging up to next to Hawken. The pleasant smell of your aroma being noted by Hawken as both of you finally smell normal again.
Bloodmane's in the Helly Lands somewhere disguised.
Great, so we can go free Sigrun's people, find and kill Bloodmane, and also see about securing alliances with House Seraphim. How wonderful! All the things that we need to do in the Helly Lands.
He looks like a Helly. Keep an eye out for red eyes, black bat wings.
Okay. Well, to the Helly Lands then. Headmaster, have you ever been to those lands? I assume so.
I'm sorry. There is something that requires my attention. Give me
Yes, of course.
Just a moment.
By all means.
Step into a rift in space and I'm gone.
Bubbles follows immediately right behind the headmaster, not even taking a look at any of you as he just walks right through.
I know he is gone, so I can't really dig any deeper into it, but can I insight check that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bubbles was
that's a nat 20 for a 26.
And what are you trying to insight exactly?
Just it seemed sketchy. I was trying to see if, like, intention-wise, I suppose.
Okay. You get the sense, without really for against a secondary roll from the headmaster here, that he is not hostile or malicious towards the party in any way. It has nothing to do with you lot, by your guess. Headmaster can roll to see if you can figure out more than that, but that's what you'll get from his surface, from the surface insight you got. There's no hostility.
Carl, what is your transportation capabilities?
Well, my furthest capabilities of teleportation appear to be vortex warp. The furthest I can get someone, not going to be everyone, just one person. I can get you about 90 feet from our current location.
Okay then, I guess we should head up to the surface then. And we can use our ships to get to the Helly Lands, I suppose.
It's probably smarter, less resources.
Unless, because I don't believe you can use the Arcane Gate from this side of the things, because, you know... Yeah. To the surface!
To the surface.
Oh, you're the most powerful magic user I know. And I just walk past him, headed up the surface.
Well, thank you for the compliment, but clearly there are betters. I'm still learning my ways around.
Like the headmaster.
I will say at this point, Carl's mask and his suit is all back on, so he's fully covered once again. But yeah, as you all start heading, looking about, one of the guards kind of takes you off to a side route that the military uses, and offers to let you take the same route that they take to the surface from the city directly. Otherwise, it'll take another day's worth of traveling through the tunnels to find an exit.
Yeah, I'll nod to him as like an appreciation. Yeah.
Okay. He takes you, and immediately as he opens up, you see the marble stairs going all the way to the surface. It's a good 100 feet up to climb. You're gonna be in here for a while.
I'll throw a gold piece to the guard.
Okay, as you chuck the gold piece, you watch as it kind of hits his chest and falls to the ground. He just kind of looks at it and looks back at you as you're walking up the stairs.
Alright.
The door closes behind all of you, and you watch as the torches on the wall suddenly start to light one by one, going all the way up, changing colors slightly as they go up. But otherwise, about half an hour goes by. You lot continue your walk, finally making it to the surface. The big stone door seems to, as you step up with Hawken leading the way, hitting the one of the stair pressure points, immediately causes the doors to shoot open. You can hear as a rock gets kind of launched into the ground and slams pretty hard, shaking the stairs slightly as you all come up above ground and come to the middle of the countryside, where you see really almost nothing around you. It's mostly at this point, let me pull up the map here. Most of this is just forested countryside and then mountains. In your situation, you have come up in the middle of a large plain that seems to be mostly sand and mountains all around you as you all look about.
What do I smell?
Give me a perception check.
Oh man, my dice are on fire tonight. Bastion is in trouble. It's 25.
25. The scent on the air is the mugginess from the heat as it bears down on you, as it's about midday now. The scent on the air just seems to continue of a fresh mountain breeze, the smell of the pine in the distance, some water can be smelled from far away that's carrying on the air. But other than that, and the slight pleasant aroma of some sort of mixed bouquet of flowers that seems to surround your entire party, nothing else really kind of sticks or catches your nose.
Once we're at a good spot, I'll release the ship.
Okay. Oh. All right. Sorry. What was that? What was your comment, Adrian?
Once we're at a decent spot for it, I will get the ship ready to fly.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of look about, this is the biggest opening up between the large mountains around you. You activate or toss out the ship. It kind of increases in size, and immediately starts shouting warnings and alerts as the ship seems to think there is danger all around you.
Oh, that's nice.
You just start continuously hearing, alarm going off, you're under siege. Alarm going off, you're under siege.
I don't think we're under siege.
Is our town under siege?
You don't see any towns. It's just a desert and in the middle of a bowl of a bunch of mountains surrounding you.
Where is the siege taking place?
The ship continues going, alert, city under siege. Alert, you are under siege.
That city.
This
probably.
After a few seconds, the sounds kind of dissipate and stop flaring.
Well, it is the first time I've released it.
Yeah.
Also, the ship never seemed to answer any of your questions as far as it goes for what you were asking.
1 moment, gents.
Mm-hmm. Lucius, what was your comment?
Oh, it said city under siege, so I said we might want to think about going.
Yeah. Holy Jesus! Ow! fucking
I'll
nut
get
tap
on.
myself with a d20. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. What was your comment, Adrian? Go ahead. Oh, fuck.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna get on and get the ship ready to go.
Are you able to communicate with the other ships?
I mean, they're not.
Yeah, there's still keys.
No one should be attuned to them yet because I didn't have time to fully implement. I had some basic training. I didn't have time to implement the owners who would actually get the attune slots.
Alright, okay, gotcha, understood.
I
mean, those alarms kind of make me worry.
we can have a pulse.
Agreed.
I mean, he has sending.
Can he cast sending and send a message to Teg? You know, we've got alerts about a city under siege from our ship. Is everything all right over there?
Who's casting it?
Carl.
Okay.
Carl casting.
Carl, as you cast your sending, moments go by. Everyone give me perception checks as well in the background just to see if you notice anything. Oh, fuck.
That's a.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Hearing smell.
Hearing
24
mist.
for Hawken.
Okay.
Hearing base. 18.
Okay. So, those with lower than a 20, you hear absolutely nothing in this situation. You hear the breeze, the sounds of the chirping of the birds in the distance, but nothing else catches your attention. For those above 20, in the distance, you can hear the sounds of screeching and roaring to a very loud amount. It sounds very distant, but it is loud enough for you to pick it up. But as you lot climb onto the ship, Carl casts sending. Moments go by and nothing seems to happen as you hear these sounds. And then a few seconds later pops up and you see Teg suddenly standing on the ship looking badly wounded. His left arm completely torn out of the socket. His right arm is completely cut up to ribbons where it's not moving. His entire body is busted up and he's missing a horn. And he just looks at you, Hawken, as he kind of collapses to the ground as the spell deactivates. And he goes, "The headmaster, he attacked the cities. He's killing everyone. He turned into a dragon, and there's another one that was following him. I don't know how to stop him, and our troops are dying left and right. I intercepted something from Lord Windsor that he was going to send some troops to attack the dwarves. I was trying to get a message to you when the dragons just started attacking us. I saw the headmaster turn into it and then just start slaughtering people. I don't know what he's doing. I figured you knew something," as he starts coughing up blood.
Cure wounds to Teg to stabilize him.
As you do, you see the wound shuts closed. What was that, Sigrun?
I was gonna say I would also I can also offer a potion, but if you'll heal him then.
Yeah, he looks at you as the wound closes up. The wounds start to close. He goes, "Thank you, my liege. I don't know. He's got magic far more powerful than I can even think of. For all we know, he might be Lord Windsor in disguise. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him. Lord Windsor has disappeared from the battlefield with his 5,000 forces. I don't know what's going on."
This does not bode well.
He looks to Adrian and goes, "Your officers are gone. He killed them, and he ate one of the ships, I think. I don't know which one he managed
Those
to
are
catch."
expensive.
Yeah. Carviel's doing his best to hold with Aez, but there's a second dragon that was much scarier that just started wiping out the ships in single shots. I don't know what's going on. And he kind of looks back and he goes, I need to get back to my men. I'm not leaving them to die by themselves," as he kind of starts to stretch himself out.
Here.
Take us with you.
Yeah. She'll hand him a greater
Wait, hold on.
potion.
This ship has astral tendencies, doesn't it, Adrian?
If I asked for it when it was ordered.
Then it should. I haven't messed with it yet.
I've had enough of people.
He just looks back and goes, Lord Harkin, I don't have enough magic left to take all of us. If you want to get there, I'll be at the capital. We've got some men there. Last I saw, the castle was under fire. Literal fire. I've never seen stone melt before. And he looks about.
Hold fast, Tag. We will get there as soon as we can. And divine retribution will fall upon those who are against us.
He looks at you and goes, you know, I'm gonna go lay down then. And he kind of heads down below into one of the personal space rooms and closes the door and you don't hear anything for the rest of the night or for the rest
Adrian,
of the remaining hour.
Bring us to the city.
Very well.
All right, as the ship starts to go up into the air, you all see from this distance, you spot a colossal five-headed chromatic dragon flying about, tearing into cities and ships, watching as one city gets just completely destroyed as the dragon lands on it and starts burning the ship that clearly have the House Firecrest symbol on their sails. The creature just starts destroying the town. You watch as the walls collapse, the castle collapse. The city of let me pull it up here. Is it Calbridge? Oh, give me a minute. Gotta pull up the name. There we go. Calbridge. You watch as the top tower of it completely gets cut off. The castle seems to almost ignite in flame and explode into the air. The walls collapsing around this five-headed chromatic dragon that just starts attacking everything. You see that your capital city from this distance is also under siege by what looks to be a Tarrasque that is massive. It's not a continent-sized, but it is at least a good 3 miles long, as it seems to be attacking your capital, Hawken, starting and lighting it on fire as it's breathing out fire onto the mountain, causing it to slightly melt. What are you going to do?
I guess we're going towards the capital now.
What'd you say, Chaston?
I guess we're going towards the capital, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
As the ship turns and starts heading that way, we will end session there, as you guys will be arriving at the start of next session, arriving at the city. We thank you all for watching for today. I hope you're prepared for a very chaotic episode next week. We thank you all for watching, and we will see you next time.